I am officially 3 minutes early for my 5 minutes late. So you're welcome, everybody. And thank you for stopping by tonight. I really appreciate you guys. My little collection of my 4 people that I can rely on. Well, sometimes Dave. Sometimes not Dave. It just depends. Hi, everybody. And I have Kitty tonight with me.
Yeah,
and Kitty was on a little bit of a rant earlier, but she had some shit she wanted to say. You want to start with that, Kitty?
Oh, fuck. I totally forgot.
Well, that's the show then. See you guys later.
No, like we were talking about so many different things.
I know, we were talking about a lot of things.
We were talking about kids being ridiculous. We were talking about darker subjects. We were talking about how I feel like I got hit by a bus. From the COVID vaccine. We were talking about health issues. Like we ran the gamut of like fucking topics.
All kinds of shit.
Absolutely.
So let me know, you guys, if you can hear me okay, if it sounds all right, because I'm trying to use my earbuds instead of my headphones, and it wouldn't connect my mic, so I'm using the mic on my webcam. So if it sounds horribly like shit, let me know, and maybe I'll try the computer mic or something.
No, it sounds fine. Like, at least it sounds fine to me.
Well, yeah, but you know, and you're also nice, and Sandy will tell me the truth and tell me to fuck off, and I sound like hell.
I'm nice,
but
I
love her
also
for
honest. I'm nice, but I'm also honest.
Ox said, my wife had her shot a week ago. She's been feeling like crap for 2 days now.
Yeah, like...
Thanks, Ox.
The first shot that I got, the first COVID vaccine, I felt like I got punched in the arm by John Cena, like at full power. No, like that's how it felt for a couple days. Like I couldn't even like lift my arm up. It was so weak. This time my arm does still hurt, you know, but it's not as bad. However, now the pain is spread to everywhere in my body. So it literally feels like I did a full body, like uber hardcore workout yesterday. So like that muscle burn, like where you feel like you overworked every muscle in your body. That's how I'm feeling. So like it's not unbearable as far as pain goes, but it's certainly fucking uncomfortable. And I was running a little like low grade fever and I feel really tired. Like I took a 2-hour nap earlier and I like never nap.
Oh, that's what I was going to tell you when we were bullshitting. I started telling you that and then we went into that dark shit. I got home from work today and my week was just so crazy. Because we had the one doctor I told you guys about whose best friend committed suicide.
Yeah.
Poor thing. His son found him. So his son went with his grandfather, this guy's dad, and they went off to like some kind of, I don't know, they went to Savers or something, and they were only gone for like 40 minutes. 35, 40 minutes. And they came back and his son found him and his dad grabbed him and like tried to revive him and shit. And then the doctor I know, she pulls up and his dad's standing there covered in his blood. And, oh my God. And she's a doctor. She could only do so much.
Yeah.
You know?
Coming up in July.
She got there right before the ambulance did, but you can only do so much when someone shoots themselves. You can't, you know, she doesn't have fluids to give and painkillers, and she doesn't have, you know, she doesn't have a bag with her. She was just out going down to check on her friend, you know. So
that's gotta be rough.
Yeah, so she just keeps breaking down crying. So she found that out Tuesday. We ended up canceling the entire week for her. Every day we came in, we canceled all of her appointments. So we had to do that, plus do our regular work. And then on Thursday, the other doctor, she was at home. She's like 60-something, 65-ish, I think. And she was home. Oh, hey, OA. How you doing, sweetheart? Nice to see you. Oh, by the way, Ox said your chip might be upside down, might need it readjusted.
Yeah, because I
So that's
haven't noticed
yeah,
5G
yeah.
upgrade yet. I'm wondering if it just slowly builds up or what.
Right.
Like,
But anyway,
dude, having 5G wherever you go would be awesome.
so we got the 65-year-old doctor who had retired and came back out of retirement, and she's home on a phone consultation with a patient discussing medications. And she turns around and goes to walk back towards her desk from the kitchen. She slips in the dog water on the floor and falls and
Oh,
busts her back.
fuck.
So I told the other doctor, I said, I'm going to wrap you in bubble wrap, and
Yeah.
everybody in your family too, like just in case. So we had to deal with all that. And her patient she was on the phone with, he's like, call 911 or whatever. He hangs up with her and he calls us and say, hey, Dr. So-and-so just fell. And we're like, what? Yeah, I don't think she's going to take any more phone calls. She just fucked up her back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So, I mean, it was nice that the patient was nice enough to call us and tell us, because then we had to cancel the rest of her appointments for that day, you know?
right. And, get someone out there to help her
Yeah.
if she didn't
Well, and
have
here's the
someone there.
thing. She has her mother living with her, and she's trying to take care of her mother in her last years. So now
Damn.
it's her and her mother laid up in bed. Yeah.
That sucks.
So.
Well, like today.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. OA. I'm sorry. Overpriced atheist. That's what Neil kept calling her when he had her on the deconversion stories.
Oh, that's
He
funny.
kept saying overpriced atheist.
That's funny.
Oh,
But
the people were
today,
doing shit like under, what was it? Some kind of deal atheist, double dealed atheist or something. I don't know. It's pretty funny. But go ahead.
no, today is like I was talking to my mom and I didn't even realize that today was the 5th anniversary of my grandfather's passing. And
Oh.
so, she was kind of sad, but like honestly, he had stopped his medications because he had spoken to his doctor and they're like, look, you'll have less quantity of life, you'll die sooner, but you should have a better quality of life. And he said he felt 10 years younger. And, he ended up getting, like, they're like, hey, you might live another year if you keep the medications, or about 6 months if you stop them, but you'll feel better for that 6 months. And he had the conversation with his kids and he chose less time but a better quality of life. And like he was doing really good. And then in July it'll be the 6th anniversary of my uncle committing suicide, like gunshot wound to the head, self-inflicted. So yeah, I understand how messy and traumatic that is for the family. Not even the first person in my family to kill themselves that way. Although the only one that I was close to, because the other one, she was my uncle's wife, and it was when I was like really small, like a year or two old. So like I have no memories of her whatsoever. So it's like it's sad, but I don't really feel anything about that because like I never knew her,
Right.
But my uncle I knew, and like I had just asked him to be my son's godfather, like just a couple months prior to when he
The
killed
shit hitting the
himself.
fan. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
just crazy shit. This guy just like he told her a few days before, he said it's like something just snapped in my head. He goes, and he said, what did he say? Oh, he thought people were like following him and the FBI was watching him or something. And he left a note saying, this wasn't suicide, it wasn't me. I don't know if he ended up with a multiple personality or what happened.
Like,
but it's just
it
horrible.
does sound like some sort
And
of
she
psychotic break.
She was trying to help him, and her sister were taking turns going over to his house after work and stuff and checking on him. So, and somebody leaves him alone for a half an hour. And he went outside into the yard and shot himself.
If somebody wants to die, you're not going to be able to stop them, honestly,
That's
short
what
of
I
locking
said.
them up in a padded cell. And
Yep.
as much as it hurts the family and the people left behind, I believe that your life is your own. And if you don't want to live it anymore, you have that right. Like, it's
I
your,
agree, but I think that you should be able to go to your family and say, hey, I'm done. I
yeah.
can't do this anymore. I'm just letting you know I love you all. It has nothing to do with any of you. This is my choice. But you can't do that. People lock you up. And I said to Dr. D the other day, I said, I said it's horrible. We can choose when to put our animals down, but we can't
Mhm.
choose when to put ourselves down. I said
I mean, some
we
states you
should
can,
well,
which
yeah,
is nice.
but it should be everywhere. That should be a choice.
Absolutely.
You know? None of us were asked to be born. We should be able to control when and how we die.
If
And
you
I'm
are
not saying
struggling,
like
if you are
I'm not saying
suffering,
let people go outside and blow their brains out because that's messy and horrible. But we should be able to have a doctor come over and give us the right amount of drugs and all the paperwork signed and the family's there and everybody agrees on it. And it's but such a stigma that you can't go to your family and say that. They'd lock you up in 2 seconds.
and that's not right because, like, I mean, I understand, like, I think that, you should, have to go through a little bit of counseling because, like, as much as I think
Oh,
it's a,
no, I
your
agree.
choice.
You should be found of sound mind.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you
Just
are of sound mind and
yeah,
you decide you are done, then it should be as quick and painless as possible,
I
and you
agree.
should be able to go surrounded by friends and family. Like, there was a woman, she moved to Oregon. She had, like, a brain tumor, and she basically had fought for, like, she was trying to fight for the right to die. Because she was going to die within like a year or two, and she was going to lose herself. Like, it was basically going to just absolutely destroy her mind. And she said, I would rather go surrounded by friends and family while I still know who they are, and go peacefully. So she did end up, she ended up like delaying it because she had set a date, but then she was like, I've been feeling pretty good, so I'm going to hold off a little bit longer because I want to spend more time with my loved ones. But then she did end up, like, they sold everything and moved to Oregon because it's one of the only states that allows a right to die.
Assisted suicide. Yeah.
I don't even see it as assisted suicide. I see it as like a right to die.
Right. And the other
Because,
problem
like,
I have
suicide has
too
its
is that,
own.
if someone decides to end their life because they're done, how come that all that money they put into that life insurance doesn't get paid out? That's bullshit.
Some
Okay, so they
policies.
ended their life, so you're going to torture their children.
Well, that's because
Good
capitalism.
job. Yeah.
Like, it's because insurance companies, life insurance companies, just like other insurance companies, are for-profit entities. They have a fiduciary responsibility to shareholders and to make money. And the only way they can make money is by not paying out on claims. So they put in whatever stipulations they can to try to get out of paying out on claims, because the more claims they can deny, the more money overall they get.
Well,
It's why
absolutely. They're making
I
bank.
it's why I am not a capitalist. I think capitalism is a failed system, especially the way it is here in the United States, where it's not properly regulated. Like, if it were more regulated and we had stronger social safety net programs where we had a more mixed economy, like, think Denmark, Norway, Sweden, where your basics are covered. So, like, if you don't have to worry about healthcare or health insurance, like, you're just covered. It's paid out
Right.
of tax money. Like, unemployment and, disability payments and all that stuff, it's not so little you can't survive on it. Like, my parents are both on disability. They're both fucked up. And they don't get enough from disability to be able to survive on their own. Like, my sister and her husband, live with my parents, and with all four of them, contributing, then they're able to live comfortably.
Right.
And the benefit of my sister and her husband being there is they're there to help my parents when they need it,
Right.
which is great. It's wonderful. Like, I can't live with my mother. Like, it's fucking World War III. Like, we don't live together. We actually have a pretty decent relationship, and we're very friendly. The minute that we are stuck for any amount of time under the same roof, it all goes to shit.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Well, my mom is kind of a drama whore. Like, she'll start shit and then play the victim, and I don't let her get away with it. Like, I call her out on it.
It's hard for anybody to live with family.
Yeah.
Once you go off and you're adults and you go live your own lives, and then you try to come, it's not going to work because you've already, everybody's found their own way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be different, and then your family, so you feel like you can fight with each other. Whereas a roommate, you keep your mouth shut most of the time, for most things. But it's just I usually don't suggest people get phone plans with family members because that shit gets crazy too. It's too much like a business deal, Oh, Rachel, you never seen my shirt? That's where I got my little icon down in the corner from, was this shirt. I actually took a picture of it and then colored in the B solid blue on that 3D paint and then created the overlay. Yeah. What's up?
No, I was just thinking, like, I could make one of these bags for you, do it in solid black, and on the front do your B logo in iron-on vinyl. Like, it's just a tote bag, so, like, you could use it as a reusable shopping bag, or if you're going out to the gym or a park or whatever, it's got little side, like, elasticated pockets for storing a phone or a water bottle, and it's nice and spacious on the inside. I think I might try to do that. Sorry, I'm having fun making these. Like, I never thought I'd make a bag, and now that I've actually done it, like, it's way easier than I thought it would be, and it's a lot of fun. So it's like I'm
there you go,
everybody.
There you go, Rachel. There's the link directly to the page of all the bee stuff that they have on that site. There's actually really cool stuff on there if you guys go check it out. I have my own. I should give you guys that link. I have my own Teespring, but Listen for Life has all kinds of stuff. Like, they have BLM stuff and smart ass sayings, and it's really cool. Really, really cool.
That's awesome.
But I will give you guys my Teespring in case.
I don't know if it's on my end or... Oh, no, you're muted. Okay. I was like, all of a sudden the sound went out, and I thought it was on my end for a second. But no, your mic's muted. Okay. I'm not crazy.
When I went to the other website, it muted me.
Weird.
Huh. That is weird. But anyways, so there's my Teespring store if anybody wants to look at that. Or not you guys. You guys have bought stuff. Let Rachel look at it if she wants. I don't know who all bought stuff, but somebody bought some stuff. I know Junk Shop Library did. And I said, Junk Shop, don't do that. Don't spend your money. You guys just started working again. And he said, hey, I have a good paying job and I'm drunk and I like how it looks. So I bought it.
They're awesome. Like, Junk Shop, they're a trip, man.
Oxnez, as
both are awesome.
Oh, I know. Right? I love them. Both of them. As of 2006, if the insured commits suicide after a 1 year or 2 year suicide clause expires, an insurance company cannot use suicide as grounds to deny payment of a death benefit. Thank you, Ox. Good information. Thanks, Dave. I say that about you all the time. He said, I say that a lot watching B streams. Huh. Weird. Huh. Weird. Yeah, anyways.
So I took a video earlier of my son. He was singing the song Let It Grow from the Lorax. And like, it was so stinking cute. Like, I sent it to my mom and my sisters, and they're like, oh, he's so adorable.
When he was outside eating leaves?
Oh, yeah, that was less adorable. He didn't actually eat the leaf because I hollered at him not to.
She yelled at him and said, quit eating that leaf.
Yeah, you don't eat leaves. I mean, to be fair,
Don't eat the leaf. Don't eat the leaf.
And it's a big backyard, and like there's only a tiny window here, like that's open to try to allow me to yell out there so that he can hear me.
Right.
And
right.
he very much has selective listening, so sometimes you got to be loud just for him to actually hear you. It's like, don't do that.
I know, Rachel. Isn't that a cool site? And you can look up anything on there. Like type in some saying that you like, and it'll show you that. Just type it up in the search bar, and it'll show you all the shirts that say that on it. Hi, Rex.
Oh, hey, how's everybody? How's everybody?
You know, if I was any better, I would be Rachel, I guess. She's pretty cool.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about Kitty's grandfather. Was today his?
Yeah, today was 5 years since he passed. Like, he was actually
Oh my
shocked.
God, my friend at work, was it today? Today was her, or maybe it was yesterday, was her father-in-law 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's my sister's birthday, so she's 44 today.
Oh.
I want to do a stream for my birthday, but it's not going to be for several months because my birthday's at the end of the year, a week before Christmas.
Oh, really? Oh,
But I
you're
do
one
want
of
to do a
them.
hangout stream.
My
Hey,
brother's
you
was,
got
baby.
Yeah,
my
you get
brother's
all
was
your presents at once. Yeah.
See, that's why I like
Happy
that's why I
birthday.
like being a June baby, because when I was growing up, every 6 months I got presents. It was
Right?
Yeah, see,
Whereas
that's
for me,
me.
it's like, happy birthmas. Here's your birthday
Mhm.
Christmas present.
happy
Happy birthday.
happy Chris Day. Happy
Yeah.
birthmas.
Well, yeah. See, my birthday is Wednesday, and yeah, you get them in May, get presents in May, and then get presents in December, and then yeah. So it was all good for me.
Yeah, my son was born the end of April, so like he gets, it kind of sucks being, in April just because then, you go a long stretch between your birthday and Christmas, whereas if he was born 2 months later, then it's equal.
Yeah, pretty
But
much. Yeah.
honestly, he gets spoiled anyway because
Huh.
my
Oh, I'm sure.
sister and my parents, and honestly, if I'm being honest, me too, like he's an only child and he's on the spectrum, so he's a little bit spoiled, but
Yeah, but it's okay. Like kids
Yeah.
that have all those problems, they got a lot of shit locked up inside them. They should be spoiled a little bit,
Yep.
Fuck it.
Yep.
Gotta
And
have fun. Childhood
mean-
should be about fun.
part of the reason why is because punishment doesn't really work for him. Like, sure, I can take away his iPad or set him in timeout, but like it doesn't really do anything to change the behavior. I found like punishment doesn't do shit, but rewards do. So when if I want, so I use more the carrot approach. It's like, okay, well, if you do this, then you get a surprise.
You give him a carrot? That poor kid.
Oh, dude, he loves veggies. He loves like.
Oh, well, then
raw
good.
Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
He will eat raw Brussels sprouts.
What?
Raw cabbage.
Oh,
well,
like,
cabbage is cool. Yeah.
well,
Cabbage.
cabbage, yeah, but Brussels sprouts?
Yeah.
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 Now,
Look at
you
the
gotta
mini
bake them
cabbages.
fuckers with some Parmesan, toss them in olive oil first. Parmesan, minced garlic, toss
He likes
them,
frozen broccoli
bake them,
as well.
flip them halfway through, like 325, 350.
Some
for
butter.
like
Don't forget the
20
butter.
some odd minutes. Well, I tossed it in olive oil. It's fine.
Okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, you could put other butter on it if you want. I try to be a little healthier if I'm gonna go through all that shit. And yeah, eat that shit. It's good.
Wait, did you say he eats frozen bacon?
Frozen broccoli.
Broccoli. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
good,
that's cool.
Good deal. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
He likes
Literally,
the crunch. He likes the ice. Like he calls it ice
Right.
broccoli, and like
Oh,
he'll eat like frozen berries.
That's
so like
cool.
ice blueberries or ice strawberries. Like he likes cold things and ice, and he
Well,
mostly
hey.
eats just fruits and vegetables. Like he won't actually eat meat at all.
Everybody's got
Not
their
for
thing,
lack of me trying.
Yeah.
Like his issues with food, like him being on the spectrum, like I wouldn't change. The one thing I would change about him is his hang-ups on food, where he'd eat a more balanced diet, where he would actually eat things that, kids his age should be eating, like chicken nuggets and hot dogs and,
Fair enough.
hamburgers.
That's fair. Yeah.
and
That's
chicken
fair.
wings.
Look, Kitty's the only mom that's like, honey, are you sure you don't want a candy bar? You want broccoli? Okay.
Yeah, or here, will you try some bacon? I promise it's good. And no, I won't try it. It's like, oh, honey, you're breaking my heart.
Oh,
Bacon and
that is
chicken
sad.
wings.
Yeah, no pig. That's
Yeah, I like me some pig.
Yeah.
For sure. Squeal like
Well,
a pig, Rex.
Suey. Oh wait.
Dude, bacon.
No, don't call the pig. Squeal like a pig.
Hey, you know what?
I don't know.
Bacon is one of those things that could almost convince me of a higher power because it is so fucking hot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I just bought some. I bought some when I was at the store. What was that, like 2 days ago or whatever? I went to the store and I bought some bacon and I came home and I made a fucking BLT. That's what I did.
Oh goddamn right. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fucking
Fresh
BLT.
sliced tomatoes, some fresh
lettuce. Little bit of mayo. Yeah.
No, you got to coat the bread good. You don't want it to be, that mayo matters with the bacon. You want that right up against it. Yeah.
Because mayo is just fat.
Oh, and don't forget a little bit of salt and pepper for the lettuce and stuff, because the tomatoes and lettuce will take too much salt away from the bacon and then they taste bland. So definitely salt and pepper.
I love BLTs, but I prefer the bread toasted.
Well, yeah, of course.
Ox,
what did
that kid see? What did that kid see when you were little that he would eat gravy and stuff now?
No spaghetti sauce? No pizza sauce? What the fuck?
No, he said not even gravy.
That's, something happened. Something happened.
And he said his other son likes hot peppers.
Oh, I used to love them growing up. I can't eat them now. They burn a hole in me.
No, my son has never eaten meat ever. Like
really? Ever?
Really, ever.
Huh.
Like at one point, I did sneak a little in his rice.
See, look! Beans, I told you Rachel was a good woman. Read that, Kitty.
He won't eat the rice and beans anymore. Hold on.
Really?
Brightness up.
She's cooking bacon. She's making the bacon. She's making the bacon.
She's a good woman. Any woman that bakes fries me up some bacon. Hell yeah, man. You get that bacon grease and then you throw them eggs in it. Drain off a little bit. You don't want them too greasy. But you throw them eggs in there and you fry them eggs in that bacon grease. Oh, baby.
Yeah. All right. Eggs fried in bacon grease are really good. But I actually prefer poached eggs. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're a little bit healthier than
poached eggs. You don't have to chase them down. They just lay on the table. You have to poach them? Sorry. I was being a smart ass all day and I was listening to some smart ass shit on the way home. So here I go.
You know what? I respect you for it. Like,
well, Kitty, Rachel says I not only bring home the bacon, but I also make the bacon. I have superpowers.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's my kind of woman.
Yep. Like, I could eat bacon every day.
But do you know the proper way to cook a pork chop?
Oh, Mom makes the best pork chops. Yeah.
Oh man, my mom's were a little dry, and then I found out some tricks when I got older, and I went, ooh, now my pork chops are nice and juicy.
Yep.
And sometimes I
I
do
always put
stuffed pork chops.
applesauce on mine. I always put applesauce on my pork chops.
That's how I grew up.
Well, it covers up if they do end up a little bit dry. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to
I
worry
think that's
about
why
it
my
'cause
mom
the
put applesauce on it.
Dude, it's so good. It's
Yeah.
so good. But like, I'm not a huge fan of pork chops. Like, I'll eat them, but they're not my go-to.
Well, bacon, sausage, ham, pork chops, you know, a whole cooked pig on a spit over a fire.
Oh no, okay, so Chris makes this this pork shoulder that it is so fucking good. Like, it's the pork shoulder and it's still got the skin on there.
Oh yeah.
And he does basically like a wet rub like on the skin, and then he bakes it off in the oven for like 3 or 4 hours depending on the size of it. The meat comes out so like tender, like pulled pork tender, but that skin is so crispy and you crunch into it and it is like crispy bacon, and I am addicted to it. It's
puts a
so
glaze
good.
on. He's got his
Rachel?
secret glaze. Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is
Okay.
important. Rachel, when are you coming to see me to make those pork chops?
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Ever
talking
been to
about
a
how I
hog
wanna go
roast?
visit.
Dude, I grew up going to hog roast. We used to
Yeah.
go every year. There's this. I'll tell my story real quick, and then you can tell about yours, because I'm bossy right now. So,
Dominating
Yes, ma'am.
should
Yes,
be.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah. So there's a guy lived up the road from us, and he was loaded. He had like 300-acre farm, and he sold cattle, and he owned a bunch of like land with houses on it. He'd rent them out, and so he had money, like big money. And this dude would throw a pig roast every year, and he literally like dug the hole out in the ground from the year before, laid down wood, burn it all down, put the hog on the thing. Somebody was standing there turning it all the time, basting it and shit. He'd make a bunch of, everybody would bring it like everybody would try to bring like a potluck deal, and he'd go, no, I got it. Like, he made everything homemade himself. He'd have like these big, huge bowls of like potato salad, and he made it all. He would cook he would start cooking the night before and
Please
cook
tell
until
me
everybody
he didn't
showed up
have
at 10
raisins.
a.m. And he'd put the pig over the fire like 6 a.m. or something like that, or 5 a.m. or something. So by the time everybody went to eat in the afternoon, it was ready. Like, he did this whole thing by himself. And we'd all go down there, and people would just bring whatever they wanted to drink. And he even had liquor, but But I remember getting chased around that fucking pig by this little boy singing, "I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you, get you, get you." And I was like, Jesus Christ, somebody. And they're all, haha, isn't that cute? And I'm like, I swear to God, I'm gonna kill this little fat fucker if he doesn't stop chasing me. Anyways, go ahead, Rex.
Oh, I went to get a beer. You had a pig chasing you? Wait, what?
No, I had a little fat kid chasing me, a boy,
Oh.
singing he was gonna get me. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. And I was like,
Punch him in the
Jesus
throat.
Christ. And
Yeah.
I was running from him. No, I was little. I was like 5.
Oh, okay.
And he was
fair
like
enough.
8.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just running away from his ass. And everybody was like, aren't they cute? Oh, and I'm like, no, I'm gay. Get this little boy off of me. I want to go talk to a girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
I had a rich friend in high school. Well, his dad was rich, and
Right.
he had like this. It wasn't a lake; it was a great big pond. And every summer he'd throw a party and have a pig roast.
Nice.
Yeah, and there was at least 125, 150 people that would show up to that party every time. Okay, well, we skip forward a few years. We graduate high school. 200 people showed up, and so he roasted 2 pigs that year. So, I mean, and we'd go out on the little pond lake thing and paddle around and be drunk and high and yeah, whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. And he did that every year too, you said?
Well, yeah, until we graduated, and then he went off to college.
Yeah.
All that kind of ended. Yeah.
And all the fun stopped. That bastard.
Yeah. All
How
the
dare you go
goddamn
to
fun
Harvard?
stuff. Yeah. No shit. No, actually, I think he went to UVA, University of Virginia. So.
Oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
He still left you guys behind with no Hogwarts every year.
Yeah. No shit.
Should have went up to his dad and said, "I fire you as an uncle."
Mm. He was
Yeah, we
cool
all
guy.
kind of. But that's the cool thing about growing up, like in a country-ish area. People kind of adopt each other's kids.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like I knew like 7 or 8 people that I wouldn't even have to tell them I was coming over. Just knock on the door, and they would just open and be like, "Hey!" And then
Yeah.
half of them were like, "You don't have to knock, just come in, just holler so we
Pretty
don't
much.
shoot your ass." You know,
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Right?
So
And the whole help yourself. Like, if you want to drink, you get it yourself. You know, just
Yeah.
you know where the
You ain't gotta
refrigerator is.
ask. Yeah. You ain't gotta ask.
wait a
That
minute.
was how it was. Like, that was my family's house for other people. Like, it was kind of like a collecting. Like my family kind of collected kids for a while. Like, if a kid had a problem at home and needed to get away for a couple of days, they'd come there.
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
you know, my family collected strays.
Yeah, I mean, my friends, my close friends, they all called my mom.
Mhm.
And it's not that their moms were bad. Their moms were amazing, but they just loved my mom too. My mom loved every kid that came in our door. And she'd say, "Okay, you've been here 3 times. You're family now. Get your own shit. If you
Yeah.
want to drink or something, go get it out of the kitchen. If you're going to eat something, just make sure I'm not making it for dinner." And that was it.
Right.
Yeah.
Always
she'd
have
feed
the fridge
everybody,
stuffed
and
with snacks.
I don't even know how she did it. We were barely eating ourselves, but she'd find food to feed whoever came to our door. Didn't matter. She'd figure it out.
Yeah, my
So.
dad, like, the door was always open for someone to come and grab a meal, you know? There was always food for
Yeah.
anybody that needed a meal.
Yeah, nobody starved where we grew up. Like, there was this kid down the road. His name was Danny. And Danny was a drinking, pot smoking, crazy little fucker. He would do shit that we'd be like, "Dude, you're fucking nuts. You want to go do this with me?" "Fuck no, I'm not going. I'm gonna die." "Nah, dude." But he had a jacked up, not jacked up today's standards. You know what I mean, Rex? Couple inch lift, just to keep the bottom of the truck off the ground when you're going up the dirt roads, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had a little bit lifted. He had a Chevy Silverado or Chevy Custom Deluxe.
Oh.
And
Okay.
I think his dad died or something and left it to him. So he improved it and he put a big fucking bull bar rack on the front of it, right?
Gosh.
Deer season would come around and it's wintertime and deer walk out in the road all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker would drive off through in the field, drive through fences because they were all barbed wire, stick post. He'd drive right between the posts, take out a fence, smash some deer, throw them in the back of his truck, go to the sheriff and say, "Hey, these damn deer were in the road and I hit them. Can I have them?" And the sheriff would go, "Well, yeah, ain't no sense of wasting some good deer meat." And he'd be like, "All right." And he'd go take those 5 or 6 or 7 deer or whatever he got, because he'd go out all night and fucking go plow down deer.
Yeah.
And it was like, negative
That's
10 out or something. It's not like the meat. Well, no, it's just he was cutting down on hunting.
Yeah, he
'Cause he
didn't
would-
have to go sit in the woods for hours.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. He was like, "I ain't got time to sit in the fucking woods. I got a farm to run. I got a younger brother. I got a mother that needs help. No dad around." So he would go hit the deer, and he'd hand out the deer to people. He'd feed
Oh,
people.
he would? Oh, well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cool.
I mean, that's
That's
cool.
cool.
He'd
It's
keep
still
one
sick
for
the
himself,
deer.
and he'd go to his friends. He gave one to us one time, and there was all kinds of people living out there, and he would go around and give them out. "Hey, man, you want a deer?" No one said, "Nah." No one said that
course
shit.
not.
Everybody said, "Hell yeah, I'll take that deer." He'd help them hang it up in their garage or in the barn. "See you later." He'd leave. Maybe drink a beer with them. But no, that's what he was a crazy fucker, man. But I'm telling you, he fed people, and
Well,
his mom being on welfare and him and his brother not having anything, they ate. He made sure they ate.
Hey, deer is good eating if you fix it right.
Oh fuck yeah, backstraps,
right.
baby. That's the joke. That's the joke over by like West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, that area. Somebody's like, "Oh, I got a deer. I got extra deer. You want some meat?" And you say, Can I have some back straps? Hell no, you can't have the back straps, you asshole.
That's the best part, man.
It's the
What are you
best damn
talking
part
about?
of the
Yeah.
deer. That's the steak of the deer.
Yeah, that's
But-
what
So
you
that's
make the jerky out of. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
you make all
me, like
kinds of shit
I
out of
like
that.
venison jerky and like stew. Like, and I find if you slow cook it for a long time, it gets rid of some of the gaminess of it. You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
my friend used to can it in water, salt water, brine, basically salt water. She'd can it in that, cut it up in chunks and can it, stick it down in her basement, and let it sit there. And she wouldn't use it for at least like 6 or 8 months. And
Yeah.
so she had everything marked, everything. There was a date on the top of every fucking can. And she would, and I thought it was weird. I was like, you can deer meat? But
No,
man,
that's
she'd
not
throw that
weird.
shit in a stew or something, or like a shepherd's pie deal, or throw it in the crock pot, and she'd slow cook it. Oh, it was the best fucking deer meat I've ever had in my life.
Oh, I had a
Ever.
buddy back in the day. He would can deer meat, and he would put a slice of onion in the bottom of the can, and that shit was great.
I can't
You
remember if she threw spices in it or not. I honestly don't remember that part. Yeah, but that's what you do, man. People want to fry up deer meat right off the. No,
No, you don't.
got to
do that.
marinate
No.
that shit. Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to get the gaminess out of it, and yeah.
Soak it in apple cider vinegar for about a half an hour, and that'll take most of the gaminess out of it. Or depending on what you like. If you like the gamey, then
Dave said if a deer is slow enough to get hit by a truck, it was probably a mercy killing. And Sandy said it's more tender if you age it. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
You're
it
absolutely
is.
correct.
Yes, it just falls apart once you cook it if you age it.
I don't know if I want you in here, Randy. You gonna behave tonight?
Randy.
Harmonica man.
Oh, okay. It's up to you. Your stream.
I sent him a link on the chat. I put the link out earlier, and Dave, and nobody came up except for you. So fuck them. You don't want to come talk to me, Dave? I just flipped
Well,
off the chat.
I can be an asshole, so there's that.
Are you?
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
can
You've
be.
never been an ass. Well, you've never been an asshole on my stream, but then again, I never gave you a reason to be an asshole on my stream.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Hi, Randy.
You know what? What do you
What?
mean by behave?
Behave.
What do you mean by behave?
Man, my mom
I'm
used to tell us that
confused
all
with
the time
that one.
growing up, and we'd say, "Mom, I don't know how to behave," and she'd say, "What? I don't even know who Have is."
Oh, funny story. I
Give
told
me
you it
a
was my
radish
sister's
and a
birthday.
tater, and I'll be on my way.
A rendition of what? Tater.
Fuck if I know, man.
I don't know. My sister's birthday
Anyways.
is today, and she got a beehive for her birthday. A beehive. So behave,
Well, no.
beehive.
Behave behind a beehive. Well, you should, because you get your ass stoned.
That's
Anyway.
right. That's what I told her. You
We
gonna
had-
get stung. Just
We had
wait.
beehives growing up. My parents had those, and then after my
hi, Sandy.
mom kicked my dad out, and she went back to school and all that. We didn't have time to mess with them, so we just kind of let him be after that. Let him be.
Let them be.
That was
I
not
see
meant
what
to
you
be a
did.
pun,
Yes,
but
it was
that was
there.
an
It was
accident.
there.
I apologize. I greatly apologize right now. Here he goes.
Where's
He's
my
gonna have to
Batman
be.
hat?
He's gonna
Where's
be
my
like
Batman
Stool, and
hat?
I'm gonna have to kick him out. That's what's gonna happen.
No. Because here's the difference. Everybody likes my hat.
Oh well, fair enough.
Oh, everybody likes Stool's hat, except for Tons of Mice. But he just likes
Yeah.
bitching about
Well,
Stool's hat
well,
because
yeah.
he got on a roll, and I was like, oh my god, Mice, stop. So then I saw him in another stream, in Neil's stream, and we're in the chat, and he
I
starts
remember
doing it
that,
again. I'm like,
yeah.
stop! And then he comes on mine, and I'm like, no! And he finally stopped.
It's like,
Don't
don't
do
do,
it,
that. And
Don't
he
do it.
just kept right on doing it.
Hey, Nails, why don't you come
I
in?
even said
There's a
something.
link above. Go ahead.
I
Randy.
even said something about watching the Edmund Fitzgerald go down. Do you remember this?
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
Sing the
you
song.
did.
Sing the song.
Oh no, he said I was there. I was
1975.
fishing on the dock. I watched it happen. And I was like, bullshit.
No,
I just
it wasn't
ignored
the
it.
dock. It was not the dock. It was on Whitefish Point. Me and my cousin Brian was 5 years old, and we saw that shit happening. The Edmund Fitzgerald come along, and it was in November, like 10th or 11th, and then the fog started rolling in, and then all we saw is this wave crashing up against the ship and cut it in half, and it went just like this.
Oh shit! See, that's why I don't like boats.
And we,
Those
and
fuck
you know,
boats.
and our relatives wouldn't believe us. And then we went into the camp, and then we hid, and our tents got soaking wet, but we were all still safe. And that's just what we did when we were younger. You know, we camped out on Whitefish Point. And Whitefish Point just happens to be an observation point of ships going down. We just happened to see it just before the fog rolled in. I mean, the storm hit it, and it was coming our way, and then we saw it, and then the storm was coming our way, and then we went to camp. And I was only about 5 years old. And the next day we went out
hold
there and
on.
we saw some rafts.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And my mom found an eyeball, and my dad found a gold watch.
God damn, your dad got the better part of that deal. He about killed B. Stop.
Your mom found an eyeball?
Yeah, right next to a raft.
I see where this is going.
It wasn't my Uncle John's eyeball.
No
it
laugh?
was the eyeball that was off of a
Okay.
sailor.
I thought it was pretty
Just so you know.
I'm
I'm pretty sure it was
pretty.
Shit, he's
smacked along
grinning
by
at
a
least.
sturgeon.
I
Well,
can
now
see
you
where
got
this
to
story
This
is
ain't no
going.
bullshit. I'm not-
Yeah.
I'm not telling you a bullshit story or nothing. I mean, I've lived a life that people can write books about, and they actually have. I'm not kidding you one bit. I actually saw
No,
the
I
Edmund
know.
Fitzgerald go
I
down.
was being a smart ass. I thought you added the eyeball on
then
the end for a
Gordon
joke.
Lightfoot. No. It wasn't a joke. It was
Oh.
a real deal. We walked along the shore the next day on Lake Superior looking for rocks and whatever, you know, like people do. And my mom reached down there and she's like, "Hey, what the hell is this?" And she picked it up. My dad's like, "That's an eyeball." And then we
She
heard,
touched that. I would have been like,
you know,
ooh, ah.
and then we went along, you know, and I found a sailor's, you know, like kind of a felt jacket, and cool, you know. My cousin Brian was with us, you know, and we found all kinds of little buckles and all
What year
kinds
was
of
that?
torn up shit like that. And 1975 in November.
Really?
We were camping out late. Yeah, because
so
it was
you were
just
born
before
in
deer season.
1970.
No, I was born in 69.
Ah, okay. So you hadn't flipped yet. I got you.
Gotcha.
Right. So, well,
Still
yeah.
kind of
So I was
disgusting.
like, what was it? Like 6
Finding
years
an
old?
eyeball?
6 years old.
That's
Mhm.
pretty
And then my
disgusting.
cousin Brian was 5 years old. And yeah, it was disgusting. But, you know, we didn't hear about it until 2 days later on the radio because, let's face it, it was 1975.
Oh yeah, true
I
that.
mean, we didn't have the
True that.
technology that we do now. It was like, okay, we're listening
Oh,
to the
yeah.
radio. Yeah, the ship went down and blah, 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 blah. And dingity, 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 dingity. And we're all listening to it. And the next day, it's like, holy shit, man. And then we walk along the beach. Yeah, it's a clear day and everything. The November storm passed. And our tents are soaking wet. And we have to hang everything up to dry. Let's go for a walk and see if we can't pick up some shiny rocks along the shoreline. And we walk
And that's
along.
when
We
you
find
eyeball.
a goddamn eyeball.
Fuck, yeah, exactly. It's somebody's eye. What the hell? Oh
Holy
shit!
That is
I got to cough
crazy.
and laugh. I got to cough and laugh. I'll be.
I don't know why, but that just reminded me of the lady that had the tumor. Do you guys remember that years? It was like, I don't know, like 35 years ago or something. This woman had a tumor in her gut, and her gut was just huge. This tumor was like this big around or something in that range. Grapefruit-ish to maybe bigger. I don't remember. But anyway, so they were like, you know, she finally went in and found out about it, and like when it first started getting big, she thought she might have been pregnant, and then but she wasn't pregnant, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and then finally the doctors were like, she finally went to the doctor. They said, okay, we're gonna pull this thing out. They pulled it out, and it had a tooth and hair.
It was a teratoma. A teratoma is basically when a fetus is not viable and it becomes a tumor. I actually did a paper in college discussing like different types of pregnancies. Like I covered twins, Siamese twins, or conjoined twins. Fraternal and identical twins. I did fetus and fetu, which is where one twin is born pregnant with their non-viable twin, where it's basically like at some point in the development, one kind of like
grew around
not
the
absorbs,
other,
but it grows around the other one.
Yes.
Like there was this little boy in India that he was born pregnant essentially with his own twin that again it had, you know, hair and teeth, but like no brain. Like it was non-viable. Right. There are teratomas, which are essentially babies that turn into tumors.
Yep.
And then there's chimerism, where you get a fetus fetu later on in the development, but in the early development, if the twins end up fusing, you can end up where you have different DNA and different parts. So like there's one baby that is essentially black on one side and white on the other, like going straight down. And they did testing and found that child was a chimera. Then there was a woman who she was going through the courts to get child support, and they did the DNA test, and yeah, he was the father, but they're like, you're not the mother. And she's like, the fuck I'm not, you know, and they tested all her kids, and they're like, you're not the mother. She's like, yeah, I am. Fortunately, she was pregnant, so like the court ordered someone to be there when she gave birth, and they DNA tested the child right as it came out of her, and it said, the DNA test said that the child wasn't hers. That's how she found out that she was actually a chimera, and her sex organs had different DNA than her blood.
Holy shit! I didn't know about that.
Science and medicine are fascinating.
That's some fucking X-Files shit right there.
But yeah,
there you go. There you go, Randy. That one's for you. Damn, H, man. You must have had good eyes back then. That ship sank 17 miles offshore. Wow. Ox. Loves to stir shit, don't you, Ox?
Oh, Ox
you're muted.
Right.
Randy, you're muted. We can't hear a word you're saying.
Yeah.
Keep talking shit while you're muted, dude. There you
go. Okay.
Oh, he's back.
Okay. Yes, we could see it. And yes, it was way the hell out there. It really was. And this was just before the November winds kicked up the mist coming up to create the fog, so where it couldn't see. And yes, it was cracked in half with a 40-foot wave. We saw it. 17 miles is nothing on the water.
Well, that's
and if you don't believe me, come to Lake Superior and I will show you.
Well, I remember when we
there you go, Ox. Oh.
Yeah, I remember when we used to go to Myrtle Beach when I was a kid. You could see the trawlers. You could see the trawlers, and they were way the fuck out there, but they weren't. They didn't look that far out there.
Right.
Yeah.
But they were.
They were. Yeah, they were way the fuck out there.
Up to like 100 miles on the sea. as long as it didn't go over the crest and the curvature of the Earth. But you can see down
Oh.
Right.
100 miles.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's 100 miles,
And no,
but
not quite.
maybe
but
like 20. Maybe.
I went out on a catamaran
No, not
once
20.
at Myrtle Beach.
More
Once
than
at Myrtle
20.
Beach, and once the shoreline disappeared, oh god, I turned to green and was puking. And yeah, I was like, no, turn this fucker around and get me back to the shore.
When I was in Wyoming,
Rex has no
they
sea
have
legs.
this in
No.
Casper, Wyoming. They have Casper Mountain. If you go halfway up it, they have an observant point. You can watch or get laid or whatever. I happen to get laid and watch. And it was like 75 miles away to the next crappie rocky
Outcrop.
in the goddamn plain. Yeah, that's it. In the plains is like 50 miles away. You can see like 50 miles damn way, halfway up this mountain, and the terrain is like whoop, 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 and yeah, it wasn't that big a deal to those people out there. Yeah, you can see 50 to 75 miles, blah 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 blah, and you can observe tornadoes way the fuck out there.
I mean, maybe if
Hurricanes.
you're
Picking
like
up
on higher
road signs.
ground, it could help compensate for the curvature of the Earth. But like, there's only so far you can see before
correct.
the curve comes into play.
Well, right.
Yeah, because the Earth is not
When
flat.
you're on ocean level.
Yeah,
I agree.
this is not a flat Earth.
I agree.
We don't live in Discworld. Yeah.
Kitty's correct on that because it is.
No,
is
that's
your
a
point
game.
of observation.
Oh, I thought it was
when
an
you're
Isaac
on
Asimov book.
here's the thing: when you're in North Carolina and you're on top of a mountain and you're looking out at the ocean, yeah, it's a little bit different because they got a lot of islands out there in West Virginia or Virginia and North Carolina that do have high points, and you can stand on those and look out and observe the ocean and the curvature of the Earth actually way before the sun comes up and comes down. So it's
Okay,
just,
I'm not gonna argue this point.
argue one way or another, but it's just awesome scenery. Awesome.
I live.
Ox says two things. I'd fall for the hollow Earth, but the flat, but not the flat before the flat one. And he also said the Great Lakes are strange, many spirits in those waters.
Yes,
They keep finding shipwrecks. They keep finding shipwrecks in the Great Lakes. Yeah.
Really?
We have a shipwreck museum.
Damn.
And we also have a Randy not allowed to steer boats.
The Earth is not flat, it has boobs. Yes, it has lots of boobs. There's boobs all over the Earth. It's true.
Hey, boobs are great.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
I love boobs.
Yeah.
I mean, all boobs. We can all agree on that. So anybody in the chat besides Sandy that doesn't like boobs? That's what I thought. Everybody likes boobs.
Fair enough.
Sandy. We love you, Sandy.
No, there's a place about 3 miles from my house that I could take you to. It's past the Blue Ridge Parkway, and you can see all the way to South Carolina. So.
Really? Because the Blue Ridge Mountains are pretty high and a tourist attraction along with Sevierville and Dollywood and all that shit. So if you're just south of there and if you have a clear induction of the next state down, that's one hell of a view.
Yeah,
Rex, is that close to Seneca Rock?
Seneca Rock. Let me think. Look up Mount Rogers.
Mount Rogers.
It's called
I've
White
been to
Top.
Myrtle Beach before.
It's called White Top around here locally because there's always snow on the top of it.
Yeah, we have one up here. They call Mount Baldy because it's so high, nothing will grow on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
And right beside the chain that comes off of Mount Baldy and goes to the right, it's because Mount Baldy's too high. That's where the ski resort is, and it's at Mount Baldy is 12,000 feet. Ski resort's at 11,500.
And that's where I learned how to get my hair cut.
And let me tell you what, it's a drive up that mountain. I went halfway up that mountain with my tiny home, pulling it behind with ice on the roads, and my ass end was just going like this. So the whole trailer was just doing this the whole time. Scary as fuck. I thought I was gonna lose myself and my entire home and everything I owned down a mountain. And we don't have those like big clumps of pine trees where you're gonna live here. It doesn't. I mean, there are up on the mountains, but what's that, Randy?
Do you have the sway bars on your trailer? Like the two bars that like
Oh no.
Prevent your trailer from swaying? Yeah, I've never used one either.
It only did it on that ice
correctly. Yeah, it's because
it didn't do it the whole way here through all the wind. I drove through everything: Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, from Ohio, Texas, into New Mexico, and never wiggled more than
that's the only thing
a little bit here and there.
Yeah, that's the only thing they're for, is to stop that extra wiggle because of the slippage of the tires.
Right.
And it, it just
but that still wouldn't have helped.
Keeps you more stable going through the icy mountains. That's about it.
And by the way, because I was coming to the high desert, I didn't get 4-wheel drive. I did it with I survived that mountain climb with 2-wheel drive. It was 2 miles of ice. It was scary as fuck.
Yeah, and there's a lot of laws and everything. Believe it or not, B knows these laws, state per state. B knows these laws. Some of them have to have chains around your tires or else.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, places like Donner's Pass, the Cabbage.
Yep.
You go to places like that where you go really high up, it's real icy.
Wait, Donner's Pass like is in the Donner Party?
Yes. Yeah, that's part of a highway.
And the Tetons.
That is now part of that area's been a highway for a long time. But yeah, it wasn't far from there that happened. So they call it Donner's Pass. Mount Eagle in Tennessee. I drove up that mountain and there was no snow under in the foothills. And I got up by the top and there was snow everywhere. And there's a rest area at the top of Mount Eagle. And there was cars parked everywhere. And everybody was like, I'm done. The snow was really deep. But I hadn't slipped all the way up the mountain. So I just kept going in my truck, tractor trailer. And
chicken and dumplings.
They all started pulling off from the side of the road and started following me because I was plowing the snow for them. And then a snow plow started, and I got over the rise and I started going down. I was going like 15 miles an hour, had my flashers on, brights on, it's blizzarding, and there's a snow plow coming up the other way, and he crossed over the median and got in front of me and plowed and threw salt down the rest of the way for me. So, yeah. But I never slipped once. I had a heavy ass load. I was at like 78,000 pounds. My tires never slipped. So I just kept going.
Oh, real
I've done some crazy shit like that in a truck.
Yeah.
I've drove through like flooded areas in a truck. Like, it's not that deep. I can make it.
When I was in the Army, they used to have me up on the North Carolina mountains, getting nuclear weapons and HEMTs, and going along. And the red clay, every time it rained, the red clay would come down the mountains and bury the road. And
and you hit that, you're just gonna slide. It's like a car slip and slide.
Yeah, and one of my trucks stopped, and the slide come right down on top. Well, imagine, here's my camera, right down here on top of it, like this. And the only thing that was showing was a little bit of breathing room this guy was heading out his window. And it's like, okay, we got to dig you out. So we were on top of this damn mountain, digging red clay and dirt off of this like 10-ton truck with a nuclear weapon on the son of a bitch. and then we
Nope.
we grabbed onto it with a cable and we towed it out of there. And here's the vehicle. I had the vehicle that had the tow, which was full of black powder and TNT for the other artillery weapons, including Willie P, which was white phosphorus. So it was just that one dangerous motherfucker.
See, they won't even do
And
that
I'm
like that
"Let's get her
anymore. They
done."
do not do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
There's so many regulations.
No, and
now.
I'm like, hey guys, hang on to this shit so it don't spark. Keep your arms in between them and hang on to them. We're gonna rock. And then I take off, and then the cable hit, wham, and then shit. You slowly come out, and we just do this, and it just slowly come peeking out of that mud, and then we finally got that Hammond out of that mud, and that nuclear weapon is standing straight up there, and it's like, okay, let's drive down the mountain now. President ought to be happy. We're not losing another nuke.
So
And this is
speaking
in the
of
Clinton
losing a
area.
nuke,
Or era.
Yeah.
speaking of losing a nuke, I forget if it's North Carolina or South Carolina, but there's a swamp there, and there's a nuclear weapon. It crashed down. It didn't detonate, fortunately, but there is a live nuclear weapon in one of the swamps there.
North Carolina.
Okay, it is North Carolina. All right. Also,
Yeah.
I'm having chicken and dumplings,
Yeah.
and little the skinny dumplings are the way to go. Just saying.
Oh my God, Kitty. I am so jealous right now. I really am.
Like
I'm trying to get
shredded
drunk here.
Dumplings was my
and
favorite
Shit, I
dish
forgot to
and
eat
dumplings.
ever
dinner.
since I was born.
I hate it when I forget to eat dinner.
I love chicken and dumplings. Like, B, you need to get an Instant Pot because you can whip up this in 20, 30 minutes. Like,
Well, that is an instant. I'm not impressed.
Oh,
you mean
B's
versus
got
2
like
hours.
like a
Okay.
crock pot and a camping
It's a
pot.
pressure
B's
cooker.
got that shit going on.
I
the
have.
Instant Pot's a pressure cooker, and it
Hi,
cooks things
Simos.
way faster.
Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you, man. Sleep well. Yeah, I have an air
Smells
fryer. I
fun.
do a lot of shit in my air
Howdy
fryer.
ho.
Oh yeah, you can cook anything in an air fryer.
Yeah.
Almost anything. Yeah.
Yep. Small pressure
Food.
cooker. Great for one person. Cool, Sandy. Yeah, no, I
have
thought
all
about
the
getting an Instant Pot, but
old-fashioned
they're
shit,
too big for
like
my.
cast
They're too
iron.
big for my countertop. I don't have enough room for it. I was waiting for them to make a smaller one and make it a little cheaper so I can afford it, and then I was going to get one. But I was looking at them. They are pretty cool. But honestly, I wouldn't use them in the summer. You probably only use it in the winter because in the summer I like to do a lot of salads and sandwiches with fresh vegetables on it and stuff like that. I don't like really heavy food. The heavy food I eat in the winter and I get chunky, and then summer comes and I start eating healthier and eat more vegetables and I lose it. And then next winter I'll gain it back again.
Yeah, that's the
That's
way
what
you're
I do.
supposed to do, I think.
Just
Fruits,
hibernating, I guess. I
You
don't
get the
fucking know.
wild, like raspberries and blackberries and shit. You just eat the shit out of those, and it's like, oh my God, I'm so happy.
Oh, I know. I love
That's
fruit.
what I do.
I'll eat the fuck out of some fruit.
And it's like you get in the summertime, like I do, there's this friend of mine, he's a bear. And we eat a bunch of raspberries and blackberries in the summertime and then take a nap on this deer moss. And then, we go our separate ways and shit like that. But
A
it's
bear like
probably,
a gay
one of the
man
best
or a
times
bear?
of my life. A
bear or a
like
bear?
a black
Yeah.
bear.
Oh, an actual bear.
Oh,
You said,
no.
I'm sorry. I'm in the gay community. You said that, and I thought you were talking about like a big hairy gay dude.
When I
That's what I thought too. So don't feel bad.
Mm,
no,
It's
Thank
the
you,
no,
queerness.
not
It's
like that.
queerness.
When I first moved into my property, I had a few vegetables out there, and then he came out and started eating on my garden, and I went out there and beat the fuck out of him with my e-tool, and now he's got a right cheek on his bare ass that our buddy's like, yeah, man, there's a big old boar with a bald spot on his right butt cheek.
Oh, a
He's
boar.
like, yep, that's my
Okay.
buddy.
I thought you said bear.
And
You
then
said
every year
boar.
since then, we have been out there eating berries together and then taking a nap. And he protects me from everything else because he's my buddy.
Aroma makes a
It
small
might
one.
sound-
I'll be damned.
Sorry,
I'm into the
it might
Instapot
sound
thing. Go ahead.
stupid and everything, but this is really the thing that I live. If you actually saw it, then you'd be surprised. This is the actual way I live. And many people.
Oh my
have
God, it's
documented,
only-
holy shit! All this guy doing this crap.
Oh, that would fit. It's only 9 by 8.5 inches. And they're only $30 now.
I'm
Awesome.
sorry. it
Thank
should
you,
be
all,
bigger.
Sandy.
Yeah, no, like they're definitely worth grabbing. Like you can take, and if you want to do like say pulled pork or barbacoa, which
You said
is
dude.
essentially the beef version of pulled pork. You know, it's pulled beef, essentially shredded beef. Like normally that would take you 8+ hours
Oh my
in a slow
God,
cooker.
it's
You
sweet.
can get it done in an hour and a half in the Instant Pot.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
Hi, Swede.
no, it's
Pulled pork
amazing.
should take 12 to 22 hours.
Dude, you can get it done in under 2 hours in the
No.
Instant Pot.
Yeah.
It comes out so
No.
good.
No.
Sweet
It should be done on a
Yeah,
it
just
should be done on
Why?
a smoke.
roast
It has to be
pork.
done on a smoker, and it has to take 12 to 22 hours. It takes an hour and a half to 2 hours per pound.
Okay,
The
you
Swede has
elitist
spoken.
prick. Not everybody's got a fucking
Yum.
smoker. So
Yeah, man. Where am I going to put a smoker? In my bed?
Yeah.
I mean, if she's hot, why not?
Well, fair enough. That's a fair statement.
I got a smoker I'd like in my bed. I think she was just
Yeah,
cooking bacon. She's probably eating right
that
now.
was almost dirty.
Everyone's got a dirty mind.
No.
Who, me?
You know who has
You
the
know, I
dirtiest
do,
minds,
Swede.
I think?
Hey, when
Here's
you
my
gonna come-
opinion.
Women.
No. Christians. Because
Oh,
they
that
will look
too.
for stuff to
Yeah.
be dirty. They're like, oh, Cinderella's
Christians
castle. You
and
guys
queer
gotta change it.
women.
It looks like a penis. And all of us people that weren't Christians were like, does it? Oh, yeah, I guess it kind of does. None of us noticed.
I agree
The
with
fucking
Pete.
Christians noticed. They're always looking for dicks and pussies everywhere. We're not doing that. We don't do
Christians
that.
and
We
queer
just
women.
eat a shit and go, hey, there, look at that. Oh, yeah. You know, but we don't like go out searching for it. They're like addicted to it. It's almost like the atheist that wants to prove every fucking Christian wrong, and they're on every debate going, no. You know, just it's opposites.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna read the
Christians are just
entire Bible because I'm
opposite.
an atheist. Fuck that.
Yeah,
If I want to do
same
that, I'd be a
thing.
Christian. Not doing it.
I like beaver meat.
Well, you are what you eat. And if you are what you eat, I'm not going to say what I am. Never mind. Never mind.
God damn it.
That was the biggest revelation to me growing up was when a girl looked at me and goes, "Dude, we just don't talk about it. We just as horny as you guys are.
It's
we just
true.
don't mention it."
Yeah, women don't talk about it. Men
Well,
are
it
just,
depends
you
on
know.
Really?
women.
So, Sweet, let me explain to you. It's like this, okay? So,
I'm
so
still learning.
God and Adam were in the Garden of Eden, and God had just created Adam. He's showing him around. Do you know this joke? Sweet's laughing. already.
I may have. This is the beginning of a lot of jokes.
So he's showing him around. He's like, "Oh, here's the river. You know. Oh, here's the tree. Don't eat from that tree." And he's showing him around. He's like, "Well, you know, I got some good news and I got some bad news." And Adam goes, "Well, give me the good news. Good news first." And he said, "Well, the good news is I gave you 2 heads, one for intelligent thought, and one for all the pleasure your body can handle." And Adam's like, "How could there be a downfall to that?" And he said, "Well, I gave you enough blood to run one at a time."
Yeah, I've heard that one.
I like it though. And gravity sucks too. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
always a
yeah.
downward spiral.
What did
My-
I
my-
miss that Sandy
My
said?
favorite one is God comes up to Adam and Eve and goes, "I've got this bag. There's 2 presents left, one for each of you. Figure that's fair. First, we have up Adam. You get to pick first, and first up, we have the ability to stand and pee. And Adam's like, done. I want that one. I don't care what the other one is. I want that one. That one's great. That one's awesome. That one's everything. God's like, you sure you don't want to hear the second one? It's like, nope, don't care. Give it that one. He goes, all right, well, the second one up is multiple orgasms.
Yeah, I know this. I love it.
Word. That's why I tell everybody it's great to be a lesbian, because I can get off and my shit never gets soft. Wash it, put it back in the drawer. Still hard.
Hey,
Go
B,
all night.
stop talking like that. My face is gonna go wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about right now, Randy.
Harmonica
Don't make me kick you.
Harmonica man, lip service. Think about it.
No,
Okay.
I don't really want to think about
No,
that one.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll pass.
I'm going to stop my mind where it stopped at. I'm gonna leave it be. So anyways,
All right.
so what's new with you, sweet? What's going on,
carry
man?
I just got back from Phoenix. That's why I didn't answer you, Randy. I was on a plane.
Okay. I was wondering. I did the show without you, and it wasn't educated or anything, but someday I hope to have you on my show to confirm this show that I already did. It was just my
Yep.
opinion, but I need your education to back me up.
Yep, there are plenty of studies
That's why it's
out there
called
that
shedding
show that
mysticism.
that poor people are actually more productive than rich people. Especially in
Yes.
the workplace.
But anyways, continue on.
Phoenix was nice. It was 100 degrees, but everyone was like, "But it's a dry heat," and I'm like, "I don't give a shit. It's still 100 degrees."
Kitty and I were talking about that before we started the stream.
To be fair, it
And
is less
Yeah.
miserable than a humid heat, but
I-
it's
I-
still fucking
I-
hot.
I grant people
is.
that, but when I have to wear a suit and tie, I don't give a shit.
But see, I told her that's the benefit of where I am. In the low desert where like Phoenix is and all that stuff, it's there's not a breeze all the time. Here there's always a cooler breeze all the time. Sometimes it's 5 or 10 miles an hour and sometimes it's 30 or 40. But there's always a breeze. Like I looked
Right
through the
across
whole
the
week
plains.
because I was actually wondering how windy it was going to be. So I looked through a 10-day forecast and it never went below 5 to 7. And then it went up to like 10 to 15 at some points. The wind never stops here. When the wind stops, you like walk outside and you go, well, that's weird. There's no breeze.
You're in New Mexico, right?
And then you'll be like, oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. It's literally like that.
Yeah.
So it keeps you a lot cooler, and we don't have that high of temperatures. We don't get to like 110 like Phoenix. I think
So
last
there-
year it hit 102 twice. And besides that, I think the highs were like 98, 99. So not too bad.
Well, I was there for a business conference in which everybody wanted me to tell my story. So I marked down how many times I had to frickin' tell the story of last year. That was only about 60. So yeah, tired of telling it now.
Hey, Sweet,
But
about that. What happened last year? No, I'm kidding.
fuck you. Yeah. Let's see here. I mean, it was nice that they were, interested and concerned and all that stuff. I just wish I could have gotten up at the very beginning when everybody was in the general hall and just told it then and been done with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's and then having to explain for the 400th time that it was not a heart attack.
Right.
And having to reiterate that about 100 million times because
see-
everyone thinks that a dissection is a heart attack, and it's not.
Everybody
Yours
thinks that if something goes
personally?
wrong with your heart, it's a heart attack. That's it. There's nothing else.
Yep.
You can't have anything else happen. It's just
Yeah.
it's what happened. It was his heart. Oh, he had a heart attack.
And technically, it wasn't even my heart; it was my aorta. So,
Right.
Yeah.
and the
Right,
valve
not the same
surrounding.
thing.
it.
Well, still, it was stopping the thing, and you were almost technically having a heart attack, except for it was something else extremely similar. So then
No,
you
it
went
was
and
my
got
aorta
your,
blowing out.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
not the same thing.
That's
yeah,
not even close
which
to the
was
same
out
thing as
the
a heart
left
attack.
side. Really?
Nope.
No,
Because
he's
I-
not talking
I just
about.
would have bled
'cause I
out.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me clarify, Randy. Hold on. I don't think you understand. He's not talking about like
please explain.
ventricular aorta. No, he's talking about the aorta that comes off the artery, aortic artery that comes off of your heart.
Yep.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, the one that comes out the top and bends
Oh.
around.
Yeah, it bends around and goes down, and it
Oh,
feeds your
okay,
leg
yeah.
and right your body, your abdomen into your legs. Yes,
And then it
Yeah.
has the tricuspid that
Yep.
goes up to.
yes.
Most
There were
people that
That's
have
what-
dissections actually have what's called the bicuspid mutation.
Okay.
So
What's
they
that
only
do
have
with
two
teeth?
that pop out the top.
Oh,
And
really?
so you have that much extra pressure hitting the aorta.
Oh,
Right.
So like the Nebraska head coach Fred Hoiberg has a bicuspid, so he had to get a valve replacement and stuff like that.
Right.
no,
Yeah,
I
you're a
had
lucky
a
fucker, aren't you?
bicuspid removed, and it was a fucking the rear tooth. But anyways, I had a open heart surgery, and I had a double bypass, and it sucked. It
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah,
I knew a guy one
feel
time
ya.
that had he had a triple, and this dude was like 70, and I guess within such amount of time or whatever that before they thought he'd be out of bed, he was up walking around. He was like, "I want to go to the pharmacy and get my own meds. I got to get out of this house." So like his kid took him and brought him into the pharmacy, and that's how I saw him. And I was like, "Dude, why are you here?" Or no, his wife. No, his wife brought him. She worked at the pharmacy. That's right. But anyway, so it was amazing. Like he walked in there and had a cane, and he was just walking real slow and being real careful. I was blown away.
Yeah, shit. Well, being the harmonica man, the goddamn doctor, and he's the best in my state. He went with this this machine that's called some Greek asshole's name, anyways. And he's the only one that is
Nice, Andy.
qualified to do this shit, and did my heart surgery. And after that,
Cool.
it's like, what you gonna do? And I was like, well, I think I'm gonna go home in a couple days. And he's like, man, you can't do that. You know, it's gonna be a few weeks, or at least a month before you leave here. And I said, I'm the goddamn harmonica man. And sure shit, 2 weeks later, I was out of the hospital because I played. And they're like,
Randy.
holy shit. I can't believe, you're off of this breathing machine and all this other shit. Hey, we're going to let you go. And I'm like, yeah, you goddamn right you are. It ain't none of your goddamn business. I'm going to go play harmonica and you can fuck off. And then my sister took me home, and then after a while,
Thanks for
she's like,
saving my life.
"Man,
Fuck
quit
off."
Yeah, quit playing
Fucking
harmonica,
Randy.
man. We're gonna watch Animal Planet for a day or two. I'm like, all right, you dumbass. And then that's what we
You know,
did.
Randy,
And
that's
then
kind of
we had-
like
you know?
kind of like having chronic pain and going to every pharmacy in town and punching the pharmacist so you get kicked out. Like, why would you? You know what I mean? Like, you can't get any pain pills. Like, why would you do that?
But that's.
I'm glad Sweet
don't know.
understands where I'm coming from on that.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to be a pussy or anything. I
Oh,
took
geez.
a
Toxic
appropriate
masculinity.
painkillers.
God, dude,
I
it's just
just
swarming with
didn't do it
testosterone. in here.
overboard. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not goddamn no fucking toxicity, you other bald motherfucker than me. Jesus Christ.
Dumpster fire, dumpster fire. I don't have a banner for that one.
Goddamn big eared fucking me times 2 motherfucker.
You can insult my looks all you want. I don't care. I'm married. My wife does that
Okay.
already.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
almost-
he's used to
I
that
al-
shit. There's nothing you
You're-
can say to
you're
a
lucky-
married man
you're
that he hasn't
lucky,
already
Sweet.
heard.
Yeah, because hey, Sweet knows how it goes. You know, it's like, yep, all right, I've heard it before.
Okay, so
Yeah,
he
as
said
the only
that-
one on this panel that is attracted
cares?
to men, I will say that I find Swede more attractive.
What?
So
Oh,
What the?
you know what, Sweet? Me too. I'd bend you over.
Hashtag peg all men.
Hashtag fuck yeah, bitches.
oh holy hell.
Who the bitch now?
But that's
Who
not
bitch
the
now?
blues. Jesus
But no.
Christ!
Just
What
saying,
did I?
that's just my 2 cents that
What
you
did
know
I start?
personally to my taste I think Swede is the most attractive dude on the panel.
You notice she said
Being-
dude because she's not going to include me in that.
Hubba
She goes,
hubba,
I'm fucking
Sweet.
sexy. That's why.
Yeah,
She
well,
knows.
I mean, yeah, I totally do you be like that's a given. But
if you
Hello,
want me
Kitty.
to throw some shade, I'll just
I'd
say
tear that
that
up.
wasn't a
But
very high
Sweet, you're more
bar to hurdle.
Attractive than me.
So
Sweet,
if it's
you're-
too much,
you're more
Kitty, all you have
attractive
to
than
do
me.
is
That's
yell
pretty
uncle.
Cool, because I'm a motherfucker.
Oh well, Sweet is a Steelers fan, so I'm on the fence.
No, I told Kitty on the last stream I did that just call me Uncle B because that's more accurate than Aunt B. And so, yeah, so I said
Yeah.
you can just yell uncle.
I want to say something about that right there. I try to
Hey,
respect.
Dave
that
said,
every
first of
sense
all,
the word.
Nerdy Rodent said, what's wrong with big ears? And then Dave said, weird, I had you pegged for a different kind of guy.
Peg.
Golf clap. That was royal. That's golf clap right
We don't kink shame on here, okay?
No,
well,
no.
let me
Do
get my
whatever you
golf
want.
clubs
That's
on.
right.
As long as it's 2 consenting adults, who the fuck cares?
And it's
Do whatever you
safe, sane, and consensual.
Yeah. As long as you're consenting.
Exactly.
it's fine.
Yeah, there's
I mean, well,
like
the same maybe
5
not
of us,
because,
like-
I mean, I've had some crazy sex, but you know, the safe consensual totes.
Nerdy.
Kitty, could
Randy's
you
the only guy
explain
wearing
us
headphones
this
on the panel.
sex?
Fucking love Nerdy. Nerdy and Mice, they just crack me up. They come up with some shit.
Yeah, they do,
Awesome.
don't they?
I love it when one of
Holy
them's in my chat. I just keep
Oh.
looking over and laughing.
It's like my mom saying I'm her favorite
Disclaimer.
son.
Why'd she say that, sweetie?
Disclaimer. Blow
Because
Let
I'm
me
the
guess,
only
you're the
son.
only son.
Yeah.
You know what I tell my kid all the time? I'm like, dude, you're my favorite kid. Mom, I'm your only kid. I'm like, you're still my favorite.
I tell my wife she's my favorite, and to not let the other 2 know in the house.
Right.
Hey, I was on
That's a
what's
smart
his name?
move.
A grumpy old dude the other day, and somebody called me, an ornery motherfucker, and I'm like, hey, here's the thing, I might be
Because you are,
an ornery
Randy.
old motherfucker, but
You are.
bullshit, fuck you.
What?
Anyway,
Look at him. Look what he just did. Fuck you. That's the definition of ornery.
anyways, what was I saying? I can't even remember. Thank you,
Doesn't
B,
even
for
know.
making me lose my goddamn mind.
You're welcome.
Honey,
I have
think
that
that
effect
was-
on men.
I think
man,
that's a
I'm allowed
lost
to-
cause. I think that was lost a long time ago.
Go ahead, Kitty. I'm listening.
Okay, go ahead, Kitty. I'm listening. Did you
Uh,
see him
got
cuss me
blonde
out?
hair.
I totally saw a fuck you come out of his mouth. What?
That's funny. Dave.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. Go right ahead. I'm listening, like Frasier.
So, okay, so question for the panel. How does everybody
Yeah.
feel about the CDC?
Oh, demasking?
Yep. Even
Well-
indoors.
Well, here that has not happened yet. The mask laws are still enforced here and all the businesses and everything, and I love it. Because I think it should be enforced longer. I mean, hell, look how much we've cut down the cases of the flu. Because everybody's washing their hands and wearing fucking masks. It doesn't hurt anybody. It is
Mhm.
beneficial. Unless you want to cut down on the population, then everybody take their masks off.
No, only for vaccinated people though. That's the CDC guideline is only vaccinated people.
Hey, I don't care. I'm not vaccinated yet. Even if when I get vaccinated, I'm not gonna stop wearing a mask. Not now.
Yeah, non-vaccinated
Maybe
people
maybe in a
haven't-
year. Maybe.
The
they're
question,
already
the
not
reason I asked
wearing
this is everyone was citing the CDC when they were saying that we needed to wear the masks and everything, and now everybody is questioning the CDC when they come out and say something different.
I didn't want to wear the mask to begin with, honestly. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
And so my question is okay, if we're going to cite them as an authority beforehand, how can we now tell them that they're full of shit when they come out with new guidance?
This is exactly why. Thank you, Nerdy. This is exactly why
Science
we have new
changes with the
variants.
data.
We have new variants. The people that were vaccinated 6 or 8 months ago, they aren't vaccinated for the new variants. So now how the fuck are you going to do that?
But
Okay, just you guys that
has
just
the
got
CDC
Vaxxed
not.
in the last month and a half.
But my question still stands: are we smarter than all the big brains at the CDC?
No, not necessarily. No,
I
not,
figure if
not
someone wants to
necessarily.
wear a mask, let them. Like, if even if there's
Well,
no need,
that's
you
fine.
know.
I'm just talking about the guidance. That's it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know.
I
Honestly, I haven't
it's
been
a
on the
personal
CDC
preference
sites.
at
I
this
just talk to
time.
people at work, doctors and stuff, and that's, everybody here is still enforcing it, so I'm going with the flow with it. My town is so forward thinking that they're not going to just say, okay, it's okay now. It's a very touristy area in town, and people are coming from all different states, from hotbeds, so they're just not going to do it right now. And I agree, because of the amount of people we have come through our city every fucking day, I agree they should keep it in place. Because you can't just say, oh, everybody from out of town put on masks. So you just have to make it everybody.
Mhm.
So,
But,
and they're
like,
not
going
going to,
forward,
I know
I'll be
they're not going to
wearing
drop
masks.
it.
That
Like,
I mean
in
that's
cold and
fine.
flu
The
season.
individual people can do what they want. Individual businesses can do what they want. All I'm talking about is people doubting what the CDC has said.
Yeah, no, I just
I
said
don't
I don't
doubt
know. That's all I
them
know.
because they're following the data. Like, they've been looking into, the stuff, and they have determined that, a vaccinated person's chance of spreading COVID is,
That's
negligible.
patently false, Ox.
No, that's not true. I disagree with that statement, Fox. Sorry, I don't know why I said Fox. I totally disagree with that. I don't think that's true at all. Now, are decisions that are made, are they influenced by certain people? Well, sure. I'm sure that there's some government, person in there making some kind of an influence on it. Like Trump tried to stop the mask because he wanted all of his buddies that had big businesses to still stay in business and not lose any money. But no, it's this, when the CDC puts something out, I don't think that's affected by the government necessarily.
Like, the CDC is an independent
Well-
organization,
Yeah, it's not
It's-
even a
Yeah.
government organization.
not even a government
Nope.
organization.
Nope.
Like, I trust the CDC of, like, all of the people because they're immunologists, virologists, they're doctors and scientists and researchers. They're studying, this.
And like you said before, they've been
disease.
dealing with this shit for years.
So I just
Yeah, it's
wonder
super
why
hard.
people are why people
super
are
hard.
Because we're hard-headed Americans and we
ahead,
think we
Swede.
fucking know everything. That's why, Swede.
okay. I mean, As
my
long as
opinion.
people say that, that's fine. It was just interesting to me to hear literally everyone I know, and obviously anecdotal, but it's, oh, I don't think the CDC knows what they're talking about, or I think that's not what we should be doing.
I
It's
think
like,
that's stupid to say.
The CDC
It's like-
and World Health Organization are the only ones that fucking know what they're talking about when it comes to fucking
Yes.
pandemic.
And they save millions of lives every fucking year.
so if the CDC
So-
comes out and says, hey, look, if
Yeah.
you're vaccinated, you can take your mask off even indoors. I'm like, okay, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean businesses have to serve me if I don't want to wear one.
Right, because a private property,
That's
they can
why
make their own
use
rules.
them
They don't have to serve
McDonald's.
anybody. Absolutely.
So all I was curious about is why people are doubting the CDC. It was just
I don't know.
Because they're
I don't know.
stupid, and because
I-
honestly, because there's so much
Oh,
misinformation being
answer
pumped
that.
out there. There's so much misinformation
answer
being
But see,
Yeah.
that's the point of what Swede's saying, though, is they listen to that misinformation instead of listening to the authorities that know better, and that's what he
Mhm.
can't figure out why they would do that. And I agree, it's pretty fucking stupid. It's pretty fucking
Because
stupid.
everybody's lying to us and the government is against us and blah blah blah, fucking stupid. No, let's
do you think of that,
listen
Swede?
to any right wing dumbass.
no, they don't. They actually advise the government to create the mandates. It's the other way around. You have it backwards.
Hey, I
You're
can't
beyond my
remember.
knowledge. I'm
Never mind.
stopping.
Go ahead.
You guys say whatever you want.
Like, I had thought about wanting to become a doctor and go work for the CDC. But then I decided that if I became a doctor, I'd rather be a forensic pathologist and deal with dead people. Because it
So
was
my
kind of the... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
No.
finish. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, because it's kind of like the best of both worlds in, like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a cop and solve crimes or a doctor, and being a forensic pathologist, I could find clues and evidence, during the autopsy that could help
I've always
put
found that a very
people
interesting career.
away,
Yes.
but also give closure to families that are grieving by giving them answers when they have a family member just, drop dead.
Right. And I wonder too, now that we're talking about this subject, is it the CDC saying just all of them? Because some of them only have like a 60 or 70% chance of stopping it stopping you from getting it again.
It's everyone that's fully vaccinated.
Okay. That might be too
And
broad of a
they
brush for me.
explicitly say fully vaccinated, meaning 2 weeks beyond your second shot or 2 weeks beyond your first with the J&J.
Right.
So, I mean,
Now
What
I
about
got
what
a
Nerdy
date
said
for
here?
kissing that girl at the gas station.
Shut up, Brandy.
That sounds like sexual assault.
I'm sorry.
Stupid. Anyways. Sweet, what do you think about that? What about that part
I mean,
of it?
that's fine and dandy, but again, is what you've read more informed than what the CDC is
Nerdy,
putting
did you
out?
get that information from the CDC website that they're still investigating that, or the World Health Organization or something, or is that just something that you guys have been discussing online? So if you can answer that for me, that'd be great. So we know where you're getting that from. Because there's you can say the internet, but that's everything.
Hey, Doc
Anywhere.
Fearsome is in there. Hi, Doc.
Hi, Doc.
To be clear, no one on this panel is saying that businesses should not still require it, that people should not still do it if they want to. That's not the argument we're making.
No, yeah, we're not discussing that. We're just discussing why people are questioning the
I'll
CDC
still wear
with all
one
the
when I go to
information they have.
Lowe's and stuff like that, just on the air of caution. But
Well, if I was you, I definitely would.
Yeah,
So
because
to me,
Sweet and
it's-
I are in a zipper club. Giggity, giggity. Nothing that's perverted.
Yeah, he's talking about the heart surgery club. So
It's tough. I'm telling
Doc
you,
said
it's fucking tough.
Doc said his only concern was people who are not vaccinated will stop wearing masks, and then they're going to start spreading again because they're assholes. And see, that was my only question when I heard about it was, well, how do we know who's been vaccinated? Like, you're not like laminate your card and pin it on your shirt?
Well, yeah, I don't think you're supposed to They told us not to laminate our cards because there may be a booster in 6 months that they'll use that card for.
What?
But my point is how do you know? Everybody have to carry that card around all the time and go, no, I have it.
Okay, at the conference that I went to, that CDC guideline had just come out, and so they gave us a dot. If we showed them our CDC card, they gave us a dot that we could put on our name tag that showed we were vaccinated, and we didn't.
Okay, that's smart. I could dig that.
If we didn't have the green dot, had to wear one.
But then you have things like the state of Florida, where Governor DeFuckus straight up said that, vaccine passports are illegal. Which
except for the fact that they're not. You have kids, right, Kitty?
I have one. Yeah.
One.
To get them in school, guess what you have to do?
Get them vaccinated.
Show vaccination records.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as a matter of fact, the school system here is making the kids get their vaccines now. They have to have them by the end of May. So now the parents are coming in going, I need vaccines. And we just moved our office from one place to the other. They moved it like 2 days before I started. And the vaccine, all the vaccines, the temperature spiked, dropped, and then came back up. And so now they're saying that we probably can't use all of them and any of them, and they're going to lose like $10,000 in vaccines. So now we can't even vaccinate anybody. But anyways, no, it's absolutely.
Oh no, not money.
My niece was like, oh, I'm not going to vaccinate my kid. Well, then her kid went to go to school. Guess what? That kid's fucking vaccinated now. Because you have to be. Just like if you go in the army, that's the first thing they do is they poke you with a bunch of needles. Hi, Randolph.
Hello. How's everybody?
How are you?
Hey.
Irish Swede waving. I see Kitty's busy like I am, doing different things than I am, but still, I think her work's more important than mine because she's doing things that are going to save people right away.
Randolph, I think hers is faster because you spend so much time talking on the streams.
I mean, to be fair, I'm sewing a bag, not a mask.
Oh, well, a bag to carry the masks, I assume.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh,
Kitty.
I love you, Randolph.
I love all of you too.
Kitty, every hero needs to touch a bag from time to time.
Yeah, was it Edna Mull who said no capes, but she didn't say anything about bags, did she?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, somebody gets it.
No, I love The Incredibles, but
Kitty's awesome.
Honestly, I was a little burnt out on sewing masks, like over 500, since the start of the pandemic. And so I was like, I want to do something a little bit different. So I'm making some bags for people around me.
For carrying?
Yeah, I mean, they can
there you go.
the masks I make them in there.
Nice purses, whatever.
500 masks. That's a lot. That's fantastic. Yeah.
These are they're tote bags that I'm making. Here, I've got a finished one right here that I can show off. Essentially, it's just a little tote bag. It's got two elasticated zipper pockets, one on each side for like a water bottle or a cell phone. It's got a little zipper pocket on the front, and then it's got a little panel on the inside to zip it closed so your stuff doesn't fall out. But there is a little gap on either side so you can still put something in or grab something out of it without having to unzip it.
Or have an umbrella.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, or an umbrella.
Okay.
That's useful.
So you're talking to us and not on QVC. Why?
Because honestly, I wouldn't be able to keep up with that kind of demand. Like, I'm disabled and I can't sew as quick as
I understand
I would
that.
need to.
I understand that, but when they hook you up with that business, they will hook you up with that kind of manufacturing that you can keep up with that.
So Kitty, this is where it can actually be helpful to think as a capitalist for a change. Charge more. And then you have no problem satisfying the demand.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't. I am not a capitalist though. Like I hate capitalism. I think that it is fucking heartless, amoral, and will lead to societal collapse in the end.
But Randolph, charging more to adjust the marginal benefit to marginal cost has nothing to do with capitalism. Capitalism only answers one question: who owns the private capital?
Oh, interesting. Okay, then I've misunderstood.
Yeah.
What you're
That
talking
rising
about is an
cost of
open
things
market
is-
and price's ability to adjust based on market conditions.
See, I always thought capitalism was about the money.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I got
You can have
guys
market
talk
socialism
about
and
that
have the
shit
same
till
exact
you blue in
things.
the face.
This show's become educational, B. I'm learning.
Oh shit! Well, that's it. We're shutting it down. There'll be no learning here. No, I'm kidding.
It's just like atheism. It only answers one question.
Mm-hmm. You could be an atheist and believe in ghosts. You could be an atheist, and believe in, like, I know atheists that believe in reincarnation. Like, they don't think that there's a God that does it. They just think that, whatever it is that is our consciousness, like, they believe in, like, souls and spirits and ghosts and stuff, and they believe in reincarnation. Like, I don't get it, but hey, they just don't believe a God is required for that system, that it's just a natural process that happens automatically. It's a little weird, but hey, everyone's entitled to their
Hey.
beliefs.
Hey.
Fucking B.
Now I had nothing else to say, so I thought I'd start joking around because I don't know shit about debating and different shit and the shit with the shit and the shit. I just don't do that shit.
It's shitty shit.
Yeah, and even that shitty shit. Thank you. I needed that added in there.
Luckily, this one's almost done, and then
Yeah.
I can cut out the pieces for the next one I'm doing. I'm making a sunflower bag for my sister.
Hey, Dave. Huh. Weird. Right?
So,
Dave's
yeah.
a funny little fucker. He doesn't like me though. He just comes in to harass me because he never comes on my streams. Just sits in the chat running his mouth. It's fine. It's fine, Dave. Thought we were cool, but whatever.
Ooh, B's getting salty. I can taste it from here.
He's saltier than McDonald's fries.
Woo! That's
Dude,
awful
McDonald's
salty.
fries
Sweet.
are
I don't think you had to
really
go that
good.
far.
I like how salty McDonald's. I love salty stuff, so McDonald's fries are fucking really delicious.
Actually, better than be salty. Hold on, let me change that.
Shit, I want a Big Mac now.
See, I don't like the third bun in the Big Mac, like, because it gets all like soggy and gross. So instead, I get a and I'm not a huge fan of the lettuce and onions either. Like, the lettuce I don't mind, but I don't really like onions on my burger. So I will get a quarter pounder with cheese and have them put pickles and mac sauce on it. So it's like a deconstructed Big Mac. You got the mac sauce, you got the meat, you got the cheese, you got the pickles, and I don't bother with the lettuce or the onions.
You
They're
know,
all my
wait,
favorite
you
things
could
in the
just
Big
get
Mac.
it, take it home, and put Thousand Island dressing on it because that's about the same thing as mac sauce.
Yeah,
Actually,
that
it is
Mac
close, but it
sauce,
is not quite. You look
It's
it up
got
online,
mayonnaise.
it'll tell
Little
you.
different.
Yeah, it's got a little mayonnaise mix.
Yeah, look, hold on, I'll look it up.
It's a
But
Royale
yes,
with cheese. Yeah.
it is essentially Thousand Island dressing. It's just spiced slightly differently.
Yeah, I think Alton Brown actually put out a how to make it.
Alton Brown is amazing.
Here you
I
go.
used
Here's
to
the
watch
recipe,
Good
guys.
Eats. I used to watch Good Eats so much when I was a kid with my dad. Like, that was like bonding time with my dad. Good Eats and horror movies and Twilight Zone.
Mayonnaise, sweet pickle relish, yellow mustard, ketchup, vinegar, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
So it's like a fancy, spiced up Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah.
Dave, you're less interesting when you're weak from hunger. Fine, eat dinner. Oh my God, this guy's whining. I haven't eaten. I'm soldiering through. I just have coffee.
And
You
to
got
fair,
to
you
suck
were a
it up,
soldier.
man. Yeah, you got to suck it up.
You know, rub some dirt on it, Dave. Shit. I mean, what the hell, man? Just rub
Oh
some
God,
dirt on it.
I ate so many MREs in the army. God damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We would trade that shit around. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I got a beef patty. Who wants it? Nah, man. Nobody
Hey,
wants
some
a dehydrated beef
MREs
patty.
aren't too bad. Like some of them are
No.
actually pretty good.
You don't understand, Kitty. MREs have really changed. When I was in the army, you got a dehydrated beef patty, and they gave in with that was a little thing to throw in your water to make it boil, and it said, "Do not eat, do not drink water after using," and they meant it. And then you throw the little pack in there, and it would freaking like rehydrate it and shit, and it was nasty, and it tasted like fucking cardboard. And then there was eggs. There was an omelet they had, and it was literally like, do you remember the old mattresses that everybody had as kids, the twin size bed mattresses, that foam?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like foam with little spots of like green and red in it, and it tasted like foam. That shit was horrible. And then about 10 years after I got out, somebody said, "Hey, we should make these taste better." And I said, "Fuck you." The only thing that was good was there was like a turkey stew that was okay. Wasn't too bad if you heated it up enough. Maybe threw some salt and pepper in it. And if you had one of those, man, people would fight you for that shit. Trade me. I got a beef patty. Nah, dude, I got the turkey stew. I ain't trading with you. Fuck no.
Yeah, and the only thing that the heating pad was good for, you put it in your back pocket.
Yeah, keep your ass warm on a cold March. Yeah, yeah. You can switch it
Exactly.
between ass cheeks, get them defrosted a little bit. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I remember one winter I was not in the army. When I had a job, I used to work at Amazon, switching trailers in the yard, and it was an easy job too, paid good. But these guys came up to clean the sidewalks and shit, and their boss didn't show up, and somebody dropped them off. It was like 6 or 7 Hispanic dudes, Mexican guys, right? So they don't speak shit for English. And we're like, "Can I help you?" And they're like, I'm doing this. And they're standing out there. And we finally figure out who the boss is. We call them. "Hey, your guys are standing out here. We can't let them in the building because they don't have a security pass. So they're standing out here in the cold, so they're standing there and they're freezing." So we had a bunch of we had boxes and boxes of hand warmers that Amazon bought us, to put in our gloves or boots or whatever. So we went in there and grabbed, gave each one of them like 2 or 3 of them or something. "Here, just take these," So a bunch of guys were sticking them in their pockets, sticking their hands in their pockets, and they're standing there and they're kind of doing the, "Oh my God, I'm cold" dance. This one guy stuck one of the packs right down his pants, and I looked at him. Now, mind you, we haven't spoken anything to each other because nobody speaks. They don't speak English. We don't speak Spanish. And I said, "Caliente huevos," and they all busted up laughing.
Okay.
Made them laugh a little bit. It's the only thing I knew how to say. And they teased him about it for like a good 20 minutes. They kept pointing at his dick, going, "Yeah,
Hey,
warm? Are they warm?"
Yeah, do what you gotta do. Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Hey, man. And then he was wearing coveralls, so he stuck them down in there and stuck his hands down inside of his coveralls. Actually, pretty smart. He was keeping his hands and his genitals all warm at the same time. They have Pop-Tarts and you guys suck, man. We didn't get shit. Shit. And there was like a little pack of instant coffee, and they threw in like 1 sugar, and you were like, "Oh well, thanks guys."
Oh yeah, we got.
I have a sugar
It'd be
packet.
fine for me because I prefer my coffee black, so I would have shared my sugar with you.
See, I would go, "Hey, who likes black coffee here?" And people would be like, "Me. Can I have your sugar packet?"
See, I would have
that's
shared
what I
my
would
sugar
do.
packet with you, B.
Oh, you would be my little sugar packing kitty.
Well, no, I prefer black coffee.
Oh, okay, good. See, I like
If
my
it's
coffee
hot
like my women. I like them hot, creamy, sweet. That's how
But
I
no,
like 'em.
for me, if it's cold, like if it's iced coffee, then I put a lot of cream and sugar in it. But if it's hot coffee, then I drink it black.
So weird.
Your preference
Randolph.
sounds good to me, B.
Cream and sugar man. All right. My
So,
brother
fun
put
fact.
so.
I wasn't talking about the coffee.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, fun fact B, if you go to
Yeah.
Massachusetts and you go to a Dunkin' Donuts, if you order a coffee regular, if you say I want a regular coffee, it comes with 2 creams and 2 sugars.
Yeah, it's not enough.
If you want black coffee, you say that you want black coffee. Because if you just say I want regular coffee, they automatically assume it's with cream and sugar.
I tell them to give me a regular coffee and can you please put 6 creamers and 6 sugars on the side because I know they're not going to put enough in. And depending on how strong the coffee is, I have to have variable sugar levels. It's just the way it is. We're going to have a whole coffee discussion.
Coffee.
I like strong coffee, but I like to cut down on the bitterness. But I love the taste. It's my mom's fault because all of us, when we got to that, 11, 12-year-old age, you're like, Mom, I want some coffee. Maybe 13. So she would put like a bunch of cream in it and a bunch of sugar and then just a splash of coffee. And she did that with all of us. And all of us, except for one, he drinks his black. Everybody else in the family puts cream and sugar in their coffee.
Okay, so funny story. When I was a kid, I was about 3 years old. My parents told me the story. I had asked to try my mother's coffee, and she puts cream and sugar in hers, and my dad drinks his coffee black. And I took a sip, and I just went, "Bleh," and I did not like it. My dad, being the smart ass he was like, "Here, try mine." And my mom's like, "Richard, if she didn't like mine, she sure as shit not gonna like yours." I drank the entire cup. I chugged that shit, and then they had to deal with a fucking Javanated fucking toddler for the rest of the day. Like, I've always preferred black coffee.
One of my
Yeah,
favorite signs, and it was in Mark Montocchio's photography shop that says unattended children will be given a triple espresso and a free puppy.
Yes. Yes.
I do not like coffee. It always tastes like something burnt. It doesn't taste right to me. And then people will often quickly say, well, you have the wrong one. No, I've tried a few different kinds. And the problem, too, is it puts me to sleep. So it's not, but not in a good way. So I just don't like it. But my kids like certain things that I always liked when I was a kid. It surprises my wife. So it sounds like Kitty had
little genetics going on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I pretty much like everything my mom used to like and what she liked to eat, except for liver.
The funniest thing is, in China, they didn't have Pez dispensers before. So when I introduced my kids to Pez dispensers, my wife said, "Are they going to know how to use this?" I said, "Yeah, they will." And she said, "No, they've never seen it before." I said, "Yeah, I know. They'll know. It's intuitive for kids." So I gave them the Pez
They'll figure it out.
Oh, they figured it out immediately. Yeah, no delay. They knew right away what to do with it.
The fastest way to get open a child safety lock is to hand it to a fucking child. Like,
read that, Randolph.
My son can open all like the fucking like medicine, like the fucking child safety caps on like the kids' cough medicine. Yeah, he can open those, no fucking problem.
My kids,
Right.
My kids both did the same thing. They helped us open medicine bottles, and they had fun doing it. And we even joked about making a YouTube video, 5-year-old showing how to open child-safe proof bottles, and bring in every manufacturer's bottle and do this. But we didn't end up doing it because we didn't want to put them online at a young age. So, but what was the message that was popped up you wanted me to read?
Oh, it says, Dave said, I have 2 graters in my kitchen. One is really nice and new. The other one is older and not as good. I call it my lesser grater.
That's
I knew you'd laugh at that. I knew you'd like that.
That's good. That's clever. I like that.
That's good.
That is great. And Ox, I did forget to add in there, creamy, hot, sweet, and tan. Yep.
The
So,
tan part for me is optional.
Randolph, you will.
I just don't want a woman as white as me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. You'll appreciate this. My sewing table is too small. Like, I don't have enough space here to like cut out my patterns. It's basically, it was my old computer desk. So Michael's decided that we're going to do a family project where we're going to make a new table for me, and I'm going to use my Cricut machine to cut out vinyl to put on the table, and then use an ammonium nitrate solution and a heat gun where you can basically get the wood burn effect on the wooden tabletop. And then once I get the wood burnt with the ammonium nitrate solution, wash it off, let it dry, then stain it, and then seal it with a clear epoxy resin so it's got a super smooth, super flat top. And I've decided
Wow.
that,
Sounds like a wonderful plan.
like, I'm so excited. And I've decided
Kitty.
exactly what I want the design to be.
Oh yeah.
Kitty, you know what you should do? You should get some of those legs like Sandy bought, so you could raise and lower the table.
Maybe.
And it's
That
just
might be good.
it's just a little click of the button.
But
And I don't know how much
Oh,
you
there
spend
you
on
go.
them, but you should
So
check into
this is
that.
what the design's going to
Oh,
be. My
Ouija
table
board.
is going to be a giant Ouija board.
Nice.
Like,
You know-
with
you know-
like the skeletons and everything.
You know what I
I'm
think was
so excited.
You know what I think would fit really well is you get some of those kind of fancy looking wooden spice racks that have little doors that open to hold up all the little supplies for all the sewing at the back.
Well, she could
I-
actually, if she wanted to, she could. You're talking about the small ones that are only like 2 inches tall.
No,
she
I'm
could
talking
put
about
those all.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
the
but she
spice
could put-
racks.
Right,
They
but
have
she could
multiple shelves, and you
take.
get them in pieces, right? So you get about 3 or 4 of them all along. They make a nice backdrop for the whole desk, and they're probably about that high. Yeah.
I was thinking about on one end of the table, like the far end that'll be over this way, essentially doing another piece of wood that is straight up and putting a couple of shelves and like a little rack with little spools essentially to hold my different threads for my sewing. So like it wouldn't take up most of the space on the table, like, and I would only do probably about like, I don't know, this wide or so, because it would basically just be for my different notions and stuff that, you know, and then I'd have more room over here for being able to cut out my pattern pieces and such. And
The spice racks that are showing up in Google are not at all like the one I'm thinking of. I think when you see it, you'll know. It's I'm trying to find it so I can share it with you, B.
Kitty, read that when you get a chance. Or here, I'll read it to you. Ox says, "Sounds cool till the sewing machine starts moving and spelling out run."
That's hilarious.
hey, like it's an homage to my witchy
There's the Ouija
past.
board thing.
Like I was pagan for more years than I was Christian, and that's probably why I didn't go through an angry atheist phase, because like I didn't like Christianity after reading the Bible, and so I went looking for another religion, and I almost became Buddhist, but found Wicca instead, and my angsty gothic teenage self, like, it clicked. So I was Wiccan for like a decade or so, and then I realized one day that I just didn't believe in gods anymore. Like, it was just kind of a, you know. In fact, I had never heard the word atheist until I joined an electronic cigarette forum in like 2010. And I was in the outside area where like it was part of the board where we could discuss politics, because most of the message board on the forum, you couldn't talk about like anything but e-cigarette related stuff. But then there was like the lounge area where people could just shoot the shit. And then there was a sub area of the lounge that was specifically for talking about news, politics, and whatnot. And this one guy that I met on that forum, like, he had mentioned he was an atheist, and I was like I thought I knew what the word meant after seeing it. Like, it kind of made sense, you know, without God. But I went and like looked it up, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm an atheist. because I had already stopped believing in God, so I didn't have a word for it.
Okay, B, just sent you 2 links that show pictures of the spice racks I'm thinking of. I think these would look really nice on what table design that Kitty's thinking of if you want to share them on the screen. I can't because
Okay.
for some reason StreamYard freezes up when I try to share pictures.
Oh yeah, I found that every time I share pictures, my chat freezes, and sometimes it comes back, and sometimes it doesn't. So
Yeah, they become quite unreliable for sharing pictures. Sharing videos is fine, but there's no videos.
yeah, which is weird.
That hell of pictures.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe
Let's
show the
talk
first
about
2 pictures on the first link, and the third one's just one picture of a bigger one. So it's just kind of shows the idea of the kind of spice racks I'm thinking of.
What'd you do? Send it to me on Twitter?
Yep.
Oh God, no.
What do you want me to put in the private chat?
Yeah, just put the link in the private chat, and I'll bring it up on my tab because Twitter really makes my fucking internet lag. It's the only thing. If I open it on my computer when I'm streaming, I lag like a bitch. It's weird.
Tons of mice. It's a drying rack for laundry. That's behind me. That's it.
Okay, I put them both in the private chat. You can put them up on the screen.
Tons. You can't actually see what's behind Randy unless you've been fully vaccinated, because that's the 5G network right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my second dose of the
Actually-
vaccine yesterday, and oh man, I feel like I
I
got hit
got
by
mine
a
a
truck
few days
today.
ago.
I'm getting mine on the 19th. Here, Kitty, take a look. She's gonna B's gonna put this up.
Like
So
that.
that's kinda
Don't
one-
worry, Kitty.
Show that
I'm
and
Oh, those are
masturbated in your
cute.
honor.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
thought you'd like it. Yeah, you can see how I'm from what you're describing, how I think it'll fit. Show the second picture on here, on this page. Just scroll
that is
down.
a debit box, right?
Oh,
No, scroll down a little bit. It shows another picture with the doors open.
it's gone now.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go to the next link.
What is that, Randolph? Was that a debit box?
That's a spice rack. So yeah, the second picture on that page shows it open,
Oh,
and it looks quite nice. I don't like the way they painted it white. I think that the wood look is much better and would definitely fit what Kitty's describing for burning.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with like a honey brown, like
Yeah, look at this one.
for the
Oh,
wood
where's it?
thing.
Go up. You got to go up. You're too low down. You got to go up. There, look. That's
that's-
a nice
Oh,
picture.
that's
That's
cool.
huge, though.
Yeah,
But it's cool. Yeah.
but you could hold all your sewing stuff in there.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, spice
Like-
rack's the right size for all those kind of spools of thread and everything, I think.
Yeah, all those little notions, like all your little sewing notions.
Well, if you're handy enough, you
Hey,
can build one of
yeah,
those. It's not that hard.
you ever fart so hard you threw your back out?
No.
Not recently, and we
Well,
lost
then
Rex.
you're not missing.
Oh, yeah. Rex said he had to go. He said, "Take care, everybody."
Oh,
Well, bye,
We must not have
Rex.
been letting him get a word in to say goodbye. We never do that. I'm kidding.
That never happens.
No, not here. Mm-mm. Never happens.
hey, I'd like to say one thing. B, your haircut is fucking awesome.
Oh, do you like that? I like it.
You goddamn right I do. If I was
Yep,
near
I'd
you,
cut it shorter,
I'd
but
probably
every
grow
time I
mine
go
out just
too
be
short,
like
people
that.
think I have cancer or some shit. So
yeah, that's what people
I've-
keep telling me, and it's like, okay, I'll have a free 50% pie. All right.
So there's tons of vaxxed mice out there. That's amazing.
I'm thinking of doing a side shave on my head. Just for
Side
something
shave, huh?
different. Mhm.
Kitty, it took me 2 days to get over the second shot, so hopefully it doesn't take you as long.
Oh fuck, the first one I felt crappy for like a week, but it was not that bad. Like my arm felt like I got hit by John Cena. Like whenever I get sick, I get really
Every time she
sick,
says that, I laugh.
and
Sorry.
like just 'cause my immune system is kind of shit. But the first one, my arm hurt really bad for like 2 days, and then I just had a general tired malaise feel for about a week. Like it wasn't anything too bad. This one,
God,
my
I hate
arm,
malaise.
My arm doesn't hurt as bad as it did for the first time, but I've got body aches across my entire fucking body now.
Yeah.
As opposed to just
I
my
had
arm.
102 fever.
Yeah, I ran like a 99.9 fever for like a week with the first shot, and I had gotten up to over 100 with this one. So I took some ibuprofen for the fever and just the achiness.
You're lucky you can
and
take
it's
ibuprofen.
helping. Yeah.
I can't take ibuprofen either.
Yeah,
Only thing I can take is
we
Tylenol
can't. Neither can I.
Because I'm on blood
because I only have
thinners.
because I only have one kidney, and
I'm
you
on
can't take it
blood-
because it'll affect your heart.
Yeah.
No, I can't take it because I'm on blood thinners.
I can take
That's
all that.
what I'm saying. It'll affect you. Yeah, because it'll thin your blood more.
I can take that stuff, but I find that it's better to just tough it out because if I take it, then it just takes longer for me to get through it.
Well, in the case of the vaccine, you're not actually fighting anything, so you don't need the symptoms. Whereas with an actual illness, the symptoms are actually trying to
Fix you.
fix
Yeah.
you. It's creating a hostile environment for the bacteria or the virus to exist.
It's
whatever
like
it is,
I won't
right.
give my son anything for a fever unless he gets over 101. If he's 99, 100, something, I just let his body fight off whatever, it is. But once he gets over 101, that's kind of where I draw the line. And it's like, all right, I'll give him a little Tylenol.
They have recently said, speaking
So
of
you guys
your
is-
body fighting off stuff, they have recently said that you shouldn't ice something until it becomes extremely swollen because you're cutting down the blood circulation in that area, and it's going to keep your body from doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Unless you're going to do a rotational of ice and heat.
Right,
So if
which is
you're
not
going to
always good
do-
for everything.
Yeah.
Depends on what it is.
Which, if you're going to do it, it's 10 minutes on, 10 minutes heat, 10 minutes ice, 10 minutes heat. You have to do it that way.
Yeah, so it keeps the blood circulating. Yep. So yeah, these people that they hit their knee and they're like, it's gonna swell, and they stick ice on it. No, don't do that. Wait till it swells. Wait till it swells to the point where, okay, this is bad now. Then you do something about it. Otherwise, your body's just working on it. So, not that I am a medical
Sounds
professional.
like last week's
You need to
ball
highlight
was
Tons of
crazy.
Mice's latest
On the other
statement.
hand,
I cannot argue with that fact, sir. You know what? Because mice they will help each other, and they will find food, and they will survive. And Republicans are too stupid. If you took away all the supermarkets, they would be lost. They would just start shooting each other.
We were so one of the topics that we were talking about had the Alabama State Securities czar speaking, and he was talking about all the fraud cases that the state securities commissions see, and they were looking at who is the number one target for fraud in the United States, and it is white conservative Christians who watch Fox News, most specifically Sean Hannity. Those are the
I
most
believe it.
gullible people in the
Ah.
United States.
Who the
I
fuck
believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Yep.
They narrowed it down to that level of granularity that was like, yep. To which I went and told my wife that, and she's like, do you have your name on your parents' account so that you know that they aren't being swindled? Because my parents are white Christian Republicans who watch Fox News, specifically Sean Hannity.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
sweetie.
my
You want a
dad
hug?
watches Fox News, and I have lost my
Bro
dad
hug,
for
man.
Fox News, honestly.
High
And
five.
that's not even being hyperbolic.
Yeah, my parents died a while ago, so
Oh my!
They did.
Look, dude. My sister and her husband. I mean, they're great people. Don't get me wrong. My sister, her husband, but my sister's a very sweet, kind, loving person. But she is Christian and she is Republican. And she said, "Oh, this mask stuff." She started going off on it, and I changed the subject because I was like, "Oh my God, we cannot talk about this. We're gonna fight. We are gonna fight." So I just said, "Well, speaking of COVID, did you hear blah 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 blah?" And we went off. I got her on a different tangent. And I was like, "Don't don't start with me with all that. It's a conspiracy theory shit, which is not quite what she said, but she was going in that direction, and I stopped it.
My dad is absolutely convinced that the
Trumpers.
Chinese manufactured COVID to fuck America over. America and the West.
You know what I was told? Check this out. I know someone whose lifelong friend worked for it was like the Chinese security something. I don't remember the name. But he worked with a lot of shit that was never spoke about, kind of thing, because he knew so much.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that it was actually that what he was told by his friends that are still working there, that it was actually an experiment to see how the world would handle it. It was a test.
So that sounds
Now,
like
I don't know. It's just all I can say is that's what I heard.
far-fetched.
it sounds like
Well-
nonsense to me.
I mean, because here's the thing, it's not that different.
Maybe,
from-
maybe not. I don't know because I don't know people in politics. I'm not in the governments where I don't know. I can't say no to it. It sounds far-fetched, yes, but I also can't disagree with it because I have no fight for it.
So that's a
COVID-19
complex.
is a SARS virus, and
See-
we had the SARS outbreak, several years back. And I mean, sure, it disappeared, but it's SARS-CoV-2. It is
Mhm.
essentially a different strain of the SARS coronavirus.
Yeah, and so based on
Um,
past pandemics, like
A much stronger
we already
strain.
know. We already know how the world deals with
No,
pandemics, but
SARS-CoV-2 is weaker. SARS-CoV-1 had like a 40% mortality rate.
yeah, so,
Really? Was it
Yeah.
that high?
So and
Oh,
so
shit.
SARS-1 would kill about just under half the people it infected.
I had
So-
no idea it was that high. I really didn't know.
so
I thought it was like 15 or something.
If you really want to go and do a high level COVID-1 MERS killed over half.
Oh,
which is
MERS is
the-
vicious.
So B, the thing is,
Yeah.
the explanation that guy's giving you sounds a lot more complicated than it just being a virus that got around. The simpler explanation is usually the one that makes more sense and is usually the one that
I could agree with that.
Not
Absolutely.
necessarily. It's the one that requires the least amount of assumptions.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's better. But that same idea here, and that's why I right away I doubt what he's saying. It's just, and the thing is, if somebody has access to all that kind of information and that kind of work, they're usually not telling anybody about it.
OOA, your mom's a Q follower? Oh my God. If I
I'm
believed in a
sorry.
God, I'd say bless your heart right now and mean it. Oh man. That sucks. That's absolutely horrible. I don't understand how it kills me because these people stand here and they go, you guys are stupid. You need to quit believing everything you hear. And then they're like, QAnon.
Right?
Are you
No.
talking about right now?
I mean, I think the reason
Everything they
why
say is based on stupid rumors. Half of them started by a fucking asshole president who was just screwing with people's heads because he knows he can get away with it. And you
Yeah.
fuckers are falling for it. Fucking
But-
lemmings, man.
I think the reason
Dum dum dum
why
dum dum.
I mean,
Dum.
part of
Yeah.
the reason why they were able to get the vaccine out so quickly is because they were already working on a vaccine for SARS. But SARS, because it was killing so many people, it kind of killed itself out because you need carriers in order
Well, you
to
need a host.
spread.
Yeah, the host has to survive to
And
spread it,
so-
right?
SARS just kind of disappeared. It petered out, but that was because it had such a high mortality rate. Whereas SARS-CoV-2, like, it has a much lower mortality rate and a much longer incubation period. So you're spreading it more. Like, it's brilliant. Like, that is fucking essentially like evolution at its finest.
Yeah, and the fact that it can give so many people the asymptomatic range, where
Right.
a bunch of people are running around just infecting people and not even knowing it.
Yeah.
They're basically a bunch of typhoid Marys.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, I'm wondering if
general
that's how
thing
I am
right
because I don't
now.
think I've.
We have
Although I
to-
tell you, in October, no, what was it? Hold on. I don't want to lie. In January, before all this shit came to light, so to speak, I had I felt bad and my stomach was fucked up and I felt like I had like a flu kind of thing going. And I was like, I never get the flu. I haven't had the flu in 8 years, but it wasn't the flu. And then I guess about a month and a half after that, so whatever amount of time that was from the time they announced it, month and a half before that happened to me. And I was like, I don't know. Did I get something? But I haven't felt sick since. You know, so sometimes I wonder, am I one of those people that's carrying it around? So I'm really careful.
My wife
I'm really
and I had
careful
the same
about wearing
thing
my mask because of that. I don't want to give it to anybody.
Wife and I had the same thing in February, but we got tested for the antibodies, and we were both negative. So
good.
Well, I want
No, I haven't been tested
my
for the
mom
antibodies.
I want my mom and sister to get the antibody testing because they went on a cruise back in like February or something. It was before like shit like really hit the fan. It was like January,
Right.
February. And like after the cruise, they were so fucking sick. And it was before like we knew that COVID had made it to the States. So I kind of want them to get the antibody testing to see if they had it back then.
Right.
Because my sister doesn't want to get the vaccine because, you know, she's the whole, oh, it was Russia. I want to make sure that it's safe. You know, she's not an anti-vaxxer. It's just this one that she's, you know, wary of. And my mom the same way. And I think my dad, because of the steady diet of Fox News, is not going to get the vaccine, like, full stop. I might be able to convince my mom to get the vaccine.
It's not. And the thing of it is, when Fox News, they do everything opposite of reality anyways, so they put a hindrance on anything positive that you can do to defeat this virus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Like,
Also,
honestly,
There's just so much to it. So much to it.
Also, I'm gonna bow out for the night because I got too much gas, and I can't have anything added to the conversation.
Okay. I'm going to shut down here in a little bit anyways, Randy. You have a great night, buddy.
have a good night.
Thanks for coming by.
But, like, one thing I will say, like,
Viagra Harless.
one thing I will
Anyways,
say,
go ahead, Kitty.
No, one thing I will say is based on the way that Fox News has treated this thing, like, I don't actually believe this, but about the only COVID conspiracy I might believe is that Fox News wanted to fucking lower the population, and so they're literally, I know it just comes from apathy, and they know that fear is what really gets their base's attention. But like,
Right.
I don't know, like I could see a case to be made that they want a bunch of people to die. But no, it's more that they just don't care that a bunch of people are gonna die.
I agree with that. They really don't care. No, Dave, none of us have gas in plastic bags in the back of our car, nor do we load up a 10 or 12 5-gallon things of gas in our car on a hot day and then light a fucking cigarette in it.
Yeah, people are stupid, honestly.
I'm from Florida and I drive a Hummer. Watch this. Hold my beer. Oh,
I'm not even
God.
part of the Colonial Pipeline, and I'm still going to hoard gas.
Yep.
The only reason
yep.
there are shortages is because of people panic buying and hoarding.
That's what happened with the toilet paper. It's the same thing. It's happened. How many times in your life have you seen this shit happen? Just in your life. How old are you? What are you?
I'm 41.
41. Okay, I was going to say 40. I didn't want to insult you.
Panic buying happens
every time.
Probably every 10 years or so, something.
Well, no, but
Maybe.
now you got to remember like hurricanes and stuff too.
Well, okay, so yeah, like
every time there's a hurricane, tornadoes,
I'm
People
talking like
hunker down and they buy all the bread and eggs.
I'm talking full like worldwide panic buying because
Oh, yeah.
we had the English incident in the 80s where the truckers union struck and nothing was being delivered. England was like a day from full collapse. Then we had this. We had 2008 started to get a little iffy. So it hasn't happened like in a wide scale now. Obviously, Gulf region or the Atlantic Coast region. Yeah.
Ox said there's going to be a power shortage. Hurry, get out and load up on light bulbs.
Like COVID doesn't even
I
really
love you,
give you
Ox.
diarrhea. It's not like a prominent symptom of COVID. So like, you know, why the rush on fucking toilet paper? Tissues, I would get it. Like, you know, or fucking cough suppressants. Like, yeah, cool. I get that. Like if those all disappeared, and like I understand the hand sanitizer disappearing, you know, it still sucks that people were
I was
hoarding it
just
and people
sad
couldn't
because
get
everybody.
it.
I was sad because everybody was buying up handkerchiefs to wrap around their faces, and I need those to blow my nose with because I'm allergic to tissue. It sucks, man. Going to the store, there's no handkerchiefs. Luckily, I have like 12. But that's not the point. That's what made me sad. People were buying up my snot rags to cover their faces with. Bastards. I mean, when all that shit happened, I worked in a retail store, and I unloaded. And look, check this out. Not only did I help the truck driver unload the truck, but I put the bulk up. You know who got toilet paper first in our place?
You did.
I would actually set packs aside, like 12 or 20 roll packs, and set them aside in the back room, a couple different ones, and I'd say, hey, what do you guys want before I put this out? Because people were literally coming up to us in the aisle and pulling it out of the boxes before we even put it on the fucking shelf. They were like swarming Joe because he was putting them out that day. They were swarming him. And they were like just grabbing around him. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck, dude? Rick, calm down. You'll get it. It was crazy. It was like the fucking Cabbage Patch doll all over again.
Like my mom was kicking herself because she had a chance like to get a hold of some like when they first came out. She's like I could have made a mint on them, but she thought they were fucking ugly and like who would want these?
Right. Randolph just over there tearing shit off his house.
Looks like he's putting up soffit.
No, I think he's pulling down siding to where the roof's going to join in.
That's right. So this siding, I need to join it in, and I don't want to join it onto the siding because siding's not very strong.
Just so you know, Swede, soffit never goes on the side of a building. It goes underneath the lid.
Underneath, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Not the overhang. Yeah, under the overhang.
Like I build shit. I know this.
I mean, lesbian.
But it's okay, Swede. I don't know shit about what you do. I don't have any clue how you do your job.
I used to, in college, I put up roofs, and so I get my terms fucked around with because it's been 20 years. Yes,
Ox. Yes, I will sell a snot-filled handkerchief to anybody that wants it for $69.69. Absolutely. Oh, plus shipping, handling, and tax. But anyway. Let's just call it a 73 even. Oh my goodness. It's ridiculous. So, I'm going to get off here because it's 9 o'clock. I need to eat dinner. I'm going to go to bed early. Oh, wait a minute. Today's Friday, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, never mind. Keep talking. I forgot. It's Friday. I have the weekend off.
Fortunately, this stuff's easier to take off. Fortunately, this stuff's easier to take off because it was put on with nails. So it's just good old crowbar. I don't have to use the screwdriver to pull them off.
Right. Word.
Yeah.
Heard.
But everything.
You know what you need to get you, Randolph? Get you one of those little Makita impact guns.
I have an
impact drivers.
I do have one of those. That's how I put the concrete screws in.
Dude, I love those. Like, I want to walk out to my truck randomly on the weekend when I'm home and just pet mine. I love that fucking thing. I'm going to show
you the one I got. I think you'll like it.
That's your lesbian genes talking.
No,
I prefer to
I
use
told you,
the,
I'm like a guy. My
I
Christmas
prefer the
came around.
22 caliber.
What? I'm
I
sorry.
prefer the method of using a 22 caliber cartridge to put in nails into concrete.
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
pass loads and shit.
it'll
Yeah.
work, but
Yeah, there's literally like a holster that you use that you put a 22 cartridge on top of a nail and you hit
Yep.
it with a hammer and it fires it into the concrete.
Yep. That's actually, yep.
My wife's laughing because I told her you want to see my tool. She knows you're a lesbian.
that's funny.
So this is what I got for the impact drill.
It's not even just that. It's just that's
What?
not it. No, it's not what I'm. No, that's not an impact driver. That's a
Oh,
big
okay.
ass fucking drill that you can
Oh, it's a
drill
hammer
into
drill. Sorry.
concrete
Hammer-
with,
hammer-
and
That's a hammer
cinder
drill.
blocks, and
You're talking
yeah, it's a
hammer.
hammer drill. But no, that's
Oh,
not an
I mean,
impact.
The impact is the torque, and it pushes
Let me
in.
show you what I have. Hold on.
All right.
Let me
Yeah.
look it up.
Show me your tool now.
So yeah, so Richard bought me this for Christmas, and
Oh,
I'm telling you,
He's a nice guy.
I-
I like him.
oh, I love this fucker.
But this is a big, powerful drill. I'm quite happy with this. You know, when I cut into, try to cut a hole into the concrete for rebar, you know, those are big
Mhm.
bits. It takes, Richard was watching me because I was doing it on his stream one time. It was taking less than 2 minutes to drill the hole all the way in for it.
Oh really?
Oh, the new masonry bit and this, it just flies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's just.
Yeah,
he was
I
impressed with
I actually have a Hitachi version of that,
Yeah.
and I never use it. It's so big, I just rarely use it. I don't even remember why I
I'm
bought
so-
it. I guess I just
I'm so
wanted a
happy
big
with this
drill.
brand. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is-
so this is
That's
the one
what she
that
said.
this is
Oh, okay.
this is the one that Richard bought me, and he bought me the whole set with the regular drill and the bag, and he bought me like every bit. Bought me socket sets so you can use it for
Cool.
hex head bolts and shit like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And oh, it's great,
I have
man! I'm
the
telling
the
you.
Walt
And it's
version.
lightweight. It fits in your hand perfect, like in my hand perfect. You know, it's a
What I-
little. I
what
could
I
use
want-
it to be a little bit smaller because I don't have guy hands, but you can just wrap your hand around it. It's lightweight. It's compact. It gets in all the tight spaces. And for
Well, what I
when you
want
start
for an
getting
impact-
into more of like doing other stuff in there, the smaller shit. Yeah.
What I want with an impact drill is something that plugs in. I don't want the battery powered ones because I find the battery powered stuff runs out too fast for me.
That's not like that with these.
Yeah, but
It's not.
the one you have B
They-
won't go into concrete the same way that
No. I wasn't talking about
Randolph's
for
drill.
concrete.
No, she's talking
I said-
hammer drill. I showed
less
I
less
showed-
than industrial stuff. He's doing industrial stuff, right? He's doing
I-
the heavy building.
No, I
Yeah.
brought on a hammer drill, which is different than an impact drill. She's talking about an impact drill.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a clicking noise as it tightens because it's
Yes. And you
torquing
can
it.
torque it down different.
Yep.
And the cool thing about these, Randolph, is not only does the battery charge in like an hour or something, they're fast chargers. It's 18 volt, they're fast chargers, and the battery lasts so long. When he got me a cordless, I thought, I'm gonna have another one that the battery dies on me. But it doesn't do that. Like I'll use it for 4 to 6 hours easy before it even starts like getting low.
Oh, that's actually pretty good then, because my experience has
Yeah.
not been like that. So that sounds like a really good thing. That's
Yeah.
I find
It's
that
a
as it goes along, it gets less and less powerful too. You're not finding that with this one?
No, not yet. And Richard's had his. He bought his like 8 or 9 months before he bought mine in December.
I'll have to look.
So
at
he, probably about this time of year last year, and he's had no problems with it. The batteries
Yeah,
haven't got hot on him. Nothing.
I could not find an impact drill that is not battery. They don't seem to be around anymore, which
Nope.
to me seems stupid because they run out so fast. I have buddies
Makita,
who have-
baby, I'm telling you, Makita
Buddy.
has the shit of the batteries. Don't
I
buy
have-
the
I have-
the fuel brand. What is that? The
I,
red. and-
I have friends who
red
have
and white
different
brand.
brands, including Makita, maybe older models, that they have a whole bag full of batteries, like 6 or 7 batteries that are charged up, and they're switching them throughout the day as they work
Yeah,
on it.
no,
No,
no.
I don't
it's
want
not
that.
like that.
The
Yeah.
batteries, I'm looking at them. One battery is $70, but you can only buy them in packs of 2. And the unit that you buy doesn't come with a battery. So you're buying $140 plus a $300 drill, and it ends up being a $500 item.
Yeah,
at the
but
end.
You see what Richard did was first he found it on sale. He found it in a kit with the impact and the drill, had 2 batteries, a charger, case. So he bought that, and I think it was like $230.
Well, my previous impact drill, it failed. The gears inside, they're done. It's old. I had it for a long time, so I had to get a new one. So I ended up buying one from Walmart for $30. It's a whole kit, just to finish the last 5 screws. I thought $30. If the drill, at least I got a whole set of bits and a flashlight and a bunch of other and a knife and a bunch of other stuff, which is easily worth it anyway. It turned out to be pretty good. I'm surprised. Walmart, $30. It's not a bad set, but
was that a Black and Decker
brand I've never heard of before? Yeah.
Oh, really? Huh.
I'll show you. I'll get that one too.
I think I know what you're talking about. Like they're red and black, because they're like the Walmart brand or whatever drills. I forget.
Like Craftsman?
The brand name. No, it's not Craftsman. It's not like Craftsman or Black
Almost,
and
sweet.
Decker or anything.
Craftsman's almost that low now.
I prefer the yellow brand.
That's DeWalt, right?
Oh, there goes my
Yep.
chat working again.
That's DeWalt.
Yeah, no.
I have the full hammer and everything.
He said he preferred the yellow brand.
And it doesn't have any. It has no name brand on
No
it.
name on there. No name brand. But
That's weird.
open it up. They've actually got a decent selection of bits and pieces. It's pretty nice. A lot of different bits in there. It says HyperTough, HYPER. That's all I see on there.
Yep, that.
Oh,
that's
okay, I've seen-
I have a
yeah.
drill like that. They sell
I've
them
seen
at
those
Walmart.
before.
For 30
I love
bucks.
my little drill.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
$30, I think that's pretty good. You know.
I got my drill for under $20. It came with the charger and a battery, and I was only
We're in
getting
American
it
dollars,
for
so about the same price as mine then. Yeah.
yeah. So like, and I used it for coils, because like when I was building my own coils for my e-cigarettes, I would be using them for wrapping wires or twisting wires in order to get, you know, stronger wires, and depending on the gauge to the wire, and you know, like how many wires you wrap together, and then how many like turns you do in the wire for making the coil, like it would all determine what basically what the ohm rating would be. So I would get it just right, and like I got better, like using just a single wire, it was okay, but you got better flavor by using twisted wires for your coil. So I was just take the strip of wire, hold it with pliers on one end, and put the other end into the drill. And I like about the HyperTough is unlike some drills, like the 3 things that like go down to grab onto the bit, they go completely flush, so they can hold on to a wire and hold it nice and tight so that you can twist it. So I would literally just be holding the wire on one side and running the drill to twist it on the other side.
Not the first time I've heard that, actually. I know people who work with like coppers and stuff, and that's what they do. They'll put a drill bit on it and wrap it around on like a paddle bit or something so it grabs it, and then they just wind it up on there.
See that there?
Yep.
They didn't do the Tyvek wrap right to the edge.
Well, of course not. People don't build houses right anymore, Randolph. It doesn't happen.
Are you okay?
Unfortunately, I'm not shocked, my friend. I'm sorry.
Irish Sweet, are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He's just bored out of his mind. So he doesn't care about the topic. Bring up your own topic, Swede.
Well,
It's open night, Mike night. It's open night, Mike.
I was
Come on.
reading something. Just can't hold your horses.
Just congratulations in advance on your new desk. They'll never be big enough, but bigger with a Ouija board design sounds fantastic.
Yes.
It
Well,
does
this
sound
one
cool.
this one is actually rather small. Actually, you know what? Let me just take my phone out of the little holder. It used to be my computer desk, but I actually Michael got me a new computer desk that's much bigger. Because like
Cool.
this one, it's curved here, so like
Uh-huh.
it's not even perfectly squared. So like it's slightly curved, which is kind of a pain when I'm working over here.
Because the things you're working with that come in square dimensions, not curved, right?
Basically. Let's see.
Ox said, Kitty, I make my own coils. I went to mesh coils. One mesh will last longer than 4 Kanthal coils.
I am using mesh coils now too. So.
And by the way, Ox and Mice, I can't afford Snap-on and Bosch. I couldn't even afford a new drill for myself. My brother bought it because he makes more money than I do.
One of my buddies, in his home, he found when he was digging up his yard, he found an old Snap-on tool screwdriver that's rusted and bent.
And turned it in. They gave him a new one.
Yep. The truck happened to be down the street. They didn't ask anything. So now all he buys is Snap-on tools.
Yeah. They literally, Craftsman used to do that. But that was back in the day when their tools were really fucking nice. I mean, they will still honor that with their like wrenches and all that. They don't do it with power tools.
They still do that here in Canada, and it's still quite a good brand.
Yeah, Craftsman does it with like all their, screwdrivers, wrenches, blah, blah, blah.
Lowe's carries that now instead of Sears. So they've moved over to Lowe's.
Yep.
Which is good. If you can still get it, that's what that means.
You get your Snap-on at the pawn shop. Awesome, Ox. Good for you.
Sears was great. It's too bad it went under.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was too old Grandma and Grandpa aimed. They aimed everything at Grandma and Grandpa, and Grandma and Grandpa died, and the younger generations didn't want to shop there.
Oh, no.
Harley Davidson.
They didn't keep up with the times.
No, here in Canada, lots of young people shopping at Sears.
Not here. It was all old people.
They couldn't keep up with the online retail.
Yeah. And what's funny about it is JCPenney and Sears were one of the first ones that had sent out catalogs, and you shop from home from those catalogs.
The Sears Roebuck catalog.
But their online game just wasn't hitting it.
And then Walmart and Amazon happened.
Yeah,
Sears,
that's a great idea, Dave. That's a great idea. Go to like a pawn shop or a flea market and buy the beat up ass shitty Snap-ons that are just beat to hell and take them and trade them in for brand new ones. That's fucking great. That's such a good idea.
Or just use the ones that are all beat up because they're still fucking good.
But if you can have something brand new for like $10, that's $300 brand new, why not? Snap-on. It's not like we're hurting Snap-on. I know they're such a small company and they don't have any money. $300 for a fucking wrench. Well, $300 for the wrenches they use on tractor trailers. I know that because one of the guys that I worked with when I was a truck driver for that farm, he had Snap-on tools, and he said he pulled out a torque wrench for the wheels, and he said, be really careful with this. And I was like, yes, sir. And he's like, no, you don't understand what I'm saying. This thing is $1,500. Be very careful. You drop it, it throws it out. It's shit. I'm like, okay. It was a giant fucking torque wrench. It was 4 some odd feet long, and you had to put all your body weight on it to get that last pop on those fucking lug nuts on those tractor trailers. But he torqued them all down properly every single time he put one on. He was good for that shit. But I used to be the wrench holder. I'd hold the head of the torque wrench for him, which was like this, big, and I would hold it while he pushed down. That was my job. 2-man job.
Oh, so I just got a new iron. I love it. It's like more comfortable in my hand than my big iron.
That's cute.
This is heavy, and like my wrist.
I didn't even know they made them that small. It's like a travel iron.
It's essentially a travel iron, but it's got steam, and it fits comfortably because my hand. All I have to do is set my hand on it, and I can slide it around. Whereas this,
that makes much more sense than this.
More strain. It's more strain on my wrist. So, and
I'm glad you showed that to us. Swede was really looking for a new iron for his crafting.
Well, and the cool thing about this is like I can keep this one for most of my sewing projects and for when I need steam, and I empty the water out of this one because when I'm doing vinyl, it's got a bigger surface area, so I have to do less overlapping where I run the risk of burning the vinyl when putting it on. And you can't use steam when you're applying
No.
iron on HTV, or it won't adhere properly. So
Right.
it has to be a dry iron. And like, don't get me wrong, I like my little Black & Decker iron, but like my little new iron, like we got it at Walmart and it was like less than $15.
Huh.
And it's super cute.
I'll be damned. Look at that.
But
And
Chris
Sweet
got it
was making
for me.
excuses for those wrinkled shirts during his trip, and he could have had a travel iron.
Oh, I missed it. What does it look like? Oh, wow. That looks very
Joe, that's
complex.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
so
little,
your
it's a little
hand
tiny. Like that's
gently
perfect
goes
for
on top.
crafting.
So I don't have the strain in my wrist of holding something, heavy like this with iron.
Oh, yeah.
I can just
that
gently
true,
glide
Sweet?
it along.
What's that?
Is that true? That statement on the screen?
Yes, they are.
And then it steams, and like you decide when the steam goes by you push this little button here. So when it's released up, it opens it up so that it'll steam. And
Nice.
then when you push it down, it turns off the steam.
Oh, cool.
As you can see,
So-
beautifully crisp, not wrinkled.
He just pulled it
I
up
love
off
this
of a
little
chair that
iron.
was in a ball, and he's gonna put it back in the ball.
I actually like ironing. I got in the habit when I was in high school because I was in JROTC and we had to have our uniforms like every Wednesday. We had to wear our ROTC uniforms to school, and like they had to be kept sharply ironed and clean. And I had to go bring it in for dry cleaning, but then in between dry cleanings, like I would have to keep it super sharp with irons and starch.
Kitty Ox said, "Not me. I got rid of the iron, cast iron pans, and heavy coffee mugs when I got married."
Like, did you marry a fae?
No, it's so she wouldn't hit him with them.
Ah. Well, here's the thing. Like, fairies are allergic to iron. That's why I was wondering if he married a fae.
What's a fae? Is that like a
fairy.
Karen but different?
No, like a fairy. The fae, like you have the Seelie and Unseelie court, and fairies. Fairies are allergic to iron.
Okay. No, he said, I got rid of flying objects.
I think he got some on his blanket.
Well, that's
One of my
all-
brothers, that's the asshole, his ex-wife hit him with a fucking cast iron skillet, and then he tried to say it was okay for him to hurt her, and she was like a foot and a half shorter and 150 pounds lighter. And I said, you probably fucking deserve that shit. Go ahead, Randolph.
You'll get it again.
just
if
throw it out.
You're gonna hit her again. So.
Oh, she had his ass arrested. That was over a long time ago. Anyways, go ahead.
Wow. Yeah, I know. There's dysfunctional.
Not
family.
the brother the asshole brother. Anyways, go ahead.
I know what that's like. I can relate, but I won't say why. Yeah, I'm done with making noise here. It's after 8 p.m., 20 hours, so I have to stop. If I'm doing stuff that doesn't make noise, it's no problem. So I'm going to head off and do some gardening stuff in the meantime with my wife. But, looks like somebody's walking on the walls in Kitty's place. So.
Yeah, and some signs goes be on the wall.
That's how it looks. Yeah.
It does look like he's walking on the wall. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming by, Randolph. I appreciate your brain. Love you, man.
Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it. It's fun to get on and people able to follow because I had quite a few comments from people saying they like seeing the progress. So,
there's certain people that come on my panel that I just invite every time, and then whenever you guys come, you can come, and if you can't, you don't have to respond. It's all good, and I appreciate when you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
appreciate
learned
it.
that. Because
Kitty, we were
you
just
send me the
commenting.
link every time, and sometimes
Yeah.
I can't make it.
Kitty, we're just commenting how it looks like there's somebody standing on your wall.
Yeah, no, it's just my little one.
Yeah, if you hide him, it looks like he's actually standing on the wall.
Yeah, we can just see
Yeah.
feet sideways.
Anyway, take care.
All
Good
right,
night,
Randolph.
everyone.
Tell your
Bye.
wife we said hi. Have a
Okay,
good night.
well, bye-bye.
What
Fun
happened to
fact,
what Swede
you
was
can
saying?
iron
Swede, what were
paper.
you saying?
What?
Ox said, what happened to what Swede was saying? What were you saying?
I have no idea.
You talking about the CDC shit? Because that was so an hour and a half ago.
You're talking about me correcting what Randolph thought capitalism was? Because that was a half hour ago.
Actually, speaking of that,
You notice how I shut up and let you go, right? Because I don't know shit about it.
speaking of that, like, do you think you'd be willing and or able to come on a What the Fuck stream on Jen's channel Thursday night, like to talk about like economics and
Which
money?
Thursday and what time?
Well, I don't know. We can get with you on it.
It's just every Thursday at what, 10 p.m. Eastern?
Yes.
Okay, that's late enough.
every
But
Thursday.
yeah, because my kids go to bed at 8 Central,
Okay. So
and Daddy reads the bedtime.
Aww.
that's so cute.
Yeah, you'll have an hour to spare there.
Yeah, no, it's I'm not sure when we're gonna do that episode, but I had brought it up, like I'm one of the co-hosts of that show, and I wanted to do an episode talking about economics, and you know your shit when it comes to that. So
That's
I'm
the
not
rumor.
sure. That's the rumor. Well, it's a
That's
rumor
the
that I put a
rumor.
little stock in. least
Yeah.
you would know.
okay. No, he was
I have those.
Oh, I don't have anything that looks like that. I had my EMT certification in a frame hanging in my house at one point, and then I lost my certification because I had to go back as a truck driver, and then about a year later, the glass on the frame broke, so I just left it like that. I thought it was appropriate.
Aw.
Yeah, the
Why
one
not
on the
go back to
bottom
being
is
an
the most
EMT?
expensive one. That one cost me about 65 grand.
Yeah, no,
Ouch.
fuck that shit. Fuck
I'm
that shit.
still paying it off.
I bet. Ox said that you had started saying.
Oh
that
no, I was
you're
actually
reading
just
something.
reading something stupid on my phone, and that's because
Oh.
Randolph asked if I was okay because I had my head down like this, and I was just reading something about Nebraska football on my phone.
Oh God. Yeah, you start talking about football, you're gonna lose me and Kitty. I haven't watched football
Yeah.
in years.
I'm not a sports person.
So
I mean, I
when
could
you're- when you're
appreciate.
born in
I
the
could
state-
appreciate.
When you're born
Go
in the state that I am, you have to watch college football. It's just
Oh, I know. Yeah, you got to watch the Huskers, man. It's true. Yeah, it's a necessity there. Yep. There's lots of states like that. Like when I lived in Ohio, because I lived in Central Ohio, they were like, "Yeah, man, did you see the Buckeyes game?" And I was like, "No." You don't watch the Buckeyes? And they'd look at me like I just said that I decapitate cats for a hobby. Like they looked at me like that. Yep.
Yeah, I
You
would
have to-
not
you have
be
to be
able
a
to get
local
along
fan.
there.
Is the girl
I just
that
told him
sang
I'm not into
Rumor
it.
Has It, was that Duffy or is that Adele?
Oh, that was Adele. Rumor has it.
Okay.
Rumor has it. Yeah, that was Adele. Esports
I like
are
her
okay.
voice.
PvP or PvE.
Fucking League of
Nerdy.
Legends esports.
Yeah, you know those cats, Mice. I know how much you don't like them. Cats got it coming, is what Mice said. That is a fact. Well, I really should get off here soon though and eat something. What are you guys doing tonight? You gonna keep sewing, Kitty?
I am going to keep sewing, and I believe, unless things have changed, Purple will be having a impromptu stream starting at 10:30.
Oh, really?
that
Cool. I can
will
eat and get
be
on. I can. Cool. I'll jump in the chat and see what's going on.
It's 10:30 right now.
Well,
Is it?
no. Oh, Eastern? 10:30
It's
Eastern?
11:30 right now Eastern.
It's
I
11:30
think it's
Eastern.
10:30 Central. I think it's
It's
10:30
10:30
Yeah.
Central
so-
right now.
It's 10:30
Yeah,
Central
I
right now.
see
Okay,
that.
so this is a good
All
time
right.
to kill this then.
Yeah,
Bye,
I need
Kitty.
to hop over to that. Bye.
Yeah, love you. Bye.
Love you.
All right, well, sweet, just me and you to say goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks everybody for coming by. You know, I appreciate everybody here. Thank you, Sweet, for dropping in. I appreciate your brain and you're funny. So that's always helpful.
Funny looking.
Everybody, take care of yourself, take care of one another,